actually remember to hit the button that makes you go live on YouTube as well. There you go. Slight mistake yesterday. Slight mild, not even that important, probably mistake. Probably like a mistake that like isn't even a big deal. Bum ba bum 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 ba bum ba bum ba bum ba ba ba. Grab this, put it down here, kill that, migrate over yonder. Ola Bath. Hello, Harihara. And hello, Isvar as well. Give me 1 second here. Let me get this little streaming notif out. And yes, I did actually remember to go live on YouTube this time. Ba ba bum ba 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 da da ba. There we go. There we go. All right, perfect. Is there a problem? You bathe? I usually take showers, but yes. I've enjoyed a nice little bath every now and then. Dude, I'm so fucking stupid, by the way. I might be the world's dumbest man. I literally yesterday spent the entire time online looking at my YouTube stream and not realizing I wasn't live. Light wait time? Yeah. Like, I straight up, I was like... Because, you know, we had a good amount of people in the Twitch stream, like, talk about Avatar, talk about whatever it was we were doing. And I looked over and I was like, did you just never notice there were 0 messages? No, I did. I was like, YouTube chat, real quiet today. And then I looked over at the stream. I usually like to keep the viewership numbers up, like, at all times. I feel like that shit is a great way to go insane, right? So, like, I actually, like, went over and looked at it and I was like, 0 viewers? What the I guess YouTube just doesn't fuck with me like that anymore. What did I do? Not even a single guy? Not even one guy? What did I do wrong? This dead corpse is quiet as fuck. Did I say something? I actually got like sad for a second. I was like, what the hell? What? 0 viewers? And then I just kind of went, whatever, man. I guess I'm fucking stupid Chungus and everyone hates me. And I went on with the stream. And then when I went to go end the stream yesterday, I end the Twitch stream and then I end the YouTube stream. And I looked over and there was no end stream button for YouTube. And I realized that it had been 4 hours of me looking at like an empty YouTube chat without realizing that I just wasn't fucking live. So, lessons learned, I guess. It is just kind of how it goes. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you're just like a little bit of a stupid guy.
Stay on your toes.
Happens to the best of us, man. I think this is everyone, yeah? There should be peak brain cell singular activity. Yeah. There should be 38 in here. I think Narmaya is the only character with 2 of these. And outside of the EX characters, there are 37 characters. Stay on your toes. Let me turn off Grand's. Let me turn off Grand's little stay on your toes right now. Let's just use this as a jukebox and we'll be back later. There we go. Do you have Meg in there? Oh, I don't. I forgot about Meg. So true. Hold up. Let's go grab Meg. I don't have Meg in there. You're right. Let's grab Meg Farrell as well. This is a damn good point. I'm curious how I even rank these because I feel like it's just how big and how fast are you? There's a few different axes that you can rank them on. And you know, usually Farrells also have a very unique one of their own as well. It's been a bitch and a half. Are there any new EXs? Excuse me? I mean, we only have the 3 for now. Hopefully we'll get more in the Ilsa patch, but for now we don't got nothing. There's only the 3 still? Yeah, no new ones in the Meg patch, unfortunately. Again, hopefully they change their mind on that one. And we actually get some in the Ilsa patch, just because it would be really... They didn't mention the mechanic at all. Yeah, they didn't even say, like, more are coming later, you know. They just completely pretended it didn't exist, which I will be very, very sad for. Because, like, honestly... It's been a while since I played Granblue yet. If you were going to give me just the 3, I kind of would rather you have not done it at all. You know what I mean? Because it becomes a disappointment primarily if that's how you're gonna run it. So I hope that we're getting more. I hope we're getting more, but we shall see, I suppose. Do you have Suzuka, by the way? Will you be doing front or runner on stream? I do have Suzuka. I'm not entirely sure. I've not gotten the chance to play too much Uma the past couple days. I haven't even done my dailies, unfortunately. I'm not entirely sure what my Virgo team is gonna be. Maybe like Taiki, Ogre, Suzuka, or something like that. Or maybe like just not. I might just not do Runaway. And then I might do, like, Taiki Vodka Ogre or something. Get to see Lancelot at his own tier at the top? Yeah, for sure. For sure, big dog. For sure. The 5 Ls are going to be a little strange, because outside of Lancelot's, and maybe Genji and Armaya's, they are just a little, it's a little unfair. You can't not do Runaway after upplaying it so much. I mean, it's not that I don't think it's going to be good. It's more so that I'm not knocking Ogre off the team. I'm just not going to do that. The only time you're ever going to see me not bring Ogre into a CM is if it's like a sprint or something, because I just don't want. I'm not going to do that otherwise. And besides that, it's just Taiki and Vodka are so fucking. They're like built tight. Like they're built for this exact thing. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I think Suzuka's really good. Right? I think Suzuka's really good. I think bringing both Taiki and Vodka as aces for a mile, though, is just really hard to not do if you're a backliner. And I've got, you know, I can slap on your left on both of them, too. It's a hard sell. Are we judging these in... Well, on your left, probably not on Taiki, but on Vodka for sure. On your left and Furious Feet is just a really... It's really hard to not go for that. Are we judging these in a vacuum? Like, are we including how well the character converts off of them or how they compare to 6XLs? No, I guess we can start talking about it, yeah. So yeah, we did this thing where we tried to win using only lights, right? We tried to win 10 sets, not in a row, thank God. We tried to win 10 sets on stream using only light normals and light specials. No brave counters, no mediums, heavies, no EXs, no U skills, no 5Us, no supers, nothing like that, right? Just light normals, jumping normals, dash L, light specials, and throw, because that's light plus U, so it counts. And I kind of ended up just ignoring normals, and I went, you know what? Wilness's light specials are broken. Let's play Wilness. But it did bring up the question a couple of times of, like, you know, who do you think has the best lights in the game that could be good for this challenge? And we're not going to do all lights, because it's really weird to rank, like, how do you rank, like, a 4L and a 2L and a 6XL on the same list? Plus, a lot of 6XLs, I think, would be kind of boring. It would just be comparing pixels. But even, like, ranking 4Ls and 2Ls is a little rough. So, maybe, like, you know, I like making tier lists. Maybe we'll just do, like, 17 fucking tier lists over the next, like, year or something, doing all these different normals. This is 4Ls. And you asked if we're going to rank them in a vacuum. I think yes. And what do I mean by this? Because people always get very confused as to what I mean by vacuum or not. In the sense that, like, you know, if... like, for example, UL's 4L is not necessarily special in how plus on hit it is. It's +6 on hits, like just about every 4L. But UL has a 6-frame 2M, right? So UL can do things like 4L into 2M into combo. Right? I don't care about that. That's her 2M being ridiculous, not her 4L being ridiculous, right? But UL's 6+6 on hit 4L is way better in her kit than it is in a lot of other characters' kits, despite every other 4L being +6 on hit. So when I say in a vacuum, I mean we're just going to judge the 4L on its own merits as a 4L, as a relatively quick, short to mid-range poke, right? That you want to throw out, without thinking about how, oh, maybe it interacts really well with like this particular character's special move or 5U or whatever, or this or that, or it fits really well into this combo. No, right? We're going to be trying to rank these just on kind of their stats. Namely, what that is going to be, off the top of my head anyway. Far Elves are commonly +5 on hit. Is that real? Hold up. You might be right. Wait, don't crouch. Crouching is cheating. Yeah. So, okay, maybe UL's is more plus than average, because I know UL gets Far L 2-2M. UL's may very well be a little bit more plus than average. In that, this is a great example of something that I would. This is something that I would actually, like, count in UL's favor, right? Yeah, right? Like, that actually matters. That being 1 more plus on hits than average actually matters, right? So, what does that mean? Range is definitely a big one, right? Range is a big one. Normal shit. Startup is a big one. Active frames is a big one. Recovery is a big one. Frame advantage. There are a couple of special cases in here of it's +60 has 1 less frame of recovery. Yeah. Which again, like a lot of these things will be intertwined, right? Whether or not it's a low, there are Far L's that are lows. Having that is really good for sure, right? Any like special properties, like one of these 5 L's is whiff cancelable. Spoiler alert, that one is really fucking good as a Far L. So yeah, all the 5 L's are, you know, they go into auto combo from ranges you wouldn't normally get auto combo. And one special thing about Far L's is that Far L's, of all buttons in the game, Far L's are very prone to whiffing on crouching opponents, right? Like if we turn the hitboxes and hurtboxes on here, right there, you see how there's kind of all of these Far L's usually have this like two-tiered sort of hitbox to them. Like if Grand's was just a rectangle all the way through, actually, in Grand's case, I think it might not matter because both of those parts are over the lower part of the crouch hitbox, right? But again, this sort of two-tiered hitbox to a lot of these Far L's means that they do tend to whiff on crouchers at certain ranges a lot. There's a very good class of Far L in the game that you may know as the White Woman Far L. This is one of its bigger weaknesses. It hits real high up, right? So it is very prone to whiffing on people who are crouching relatively commonly. Right, relatively commonly. So that's another thing we're going to judge them on, right? So there's a lot of things, there's a lot more things you might expect, right? Just frame data in terms of startup, active frames, recovery, and like how plus on hit or block they may or may not be. There's range, there's how likely they are to whiff on crouching, are they, you know, whiff cancelable / do they go into like an auto combo? There's a lot that you can do to judge them just on their merits without worrying too much about like, oh, well, this Far L it's so good for X or Y or Z in this particular character's kit, which we are not going to be doing. With that in mind, I don't know how many tiers we're going to have. I can't imagine it's going to be that many. If I try to think of it right now, I would imagine, I mean, there's going to be like a goated tier or something like that, right? Maybe like broken, yeah, broken, something like that. Maybe similar to the U skill tier list, where there's like a great, there's like a broken, there's like a role player, maybe, you know, it's just like a Far L that it does its job, right? It does its job. It's just going to like, this is not a bad button, this is not a good button. It's just, I need, you know, a roughly 6 frame poke that hits my opponent at roughly these distances. And that's it. It doesn't do anything too special from there. We're gonna say maybe like underpowered. I'm not sure if we're gonna have too many in here, but I think there's gonna be a lot of role player Far L's for sure. Why is this underpowered? There you go. Let's split it up. And then LMAO. Right, I feel like there could be an LMAO tier here for sure. I have. Well, I say that it's a little interesting, right? It's I have one in mind for this, but we are going to talk about it. We're going to figure it out. Maybe together. Maybe I'll ignore all of your desires and just go with what my brain tells me is correct. No, let's do this, and then green, and then yellow, and then orange, and then red, and we're good to go. Yeah. We end the top tier still worse than 6XL. I mean, that's not fair, right? Far L's and 6XLs are not nearly meant to be on the same caliber of power, right? That's like saying that the Far L's are worse than like your average U skill. Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Maybe I'll adjust these. Maybe I'll find out that we maybe only need 4 tiers. Maybe we need 6. Who knows, right? I think I'm going to be testing the range, by the way, real quick, by checking this post-throw tech situation, right? Because this, I mean, most far Ls are not going to reach from here, but it gives us just a nice standardized place to kind of check, like, if they don't reach from here, how far away are they from reaching, right? Now we can go from there. You know, actually, let's one last time, let's go over the checklist of everything we're going to be looking at, right? Frame data. Again, in terms of startup frames, active frames, recovery frames, and as a result of all of these, plus attack level, things like how plus or minus on block there, right? Range, which we're going to check. So we can check frame data like that, obviously. Range, which we're going to check through the post-throw tech situation, right? Special properties like whiff cancelability in exactly one case, or more accurately, things that can go into auto combo, even though they're far Ls, right? A lot of the 5 Ls like that is another one. And then prone, like how likely they are to whiff on crouching. That is everything, right? Yeah, I think that's everything. I think that oh, and whether or not it's a low, right? That one's obvious. We can figure out how we're gonna test that one out. Those are enough things, I think. Now, starting with a hell of a role player, just a hell of a goddamn role player, and really nothing else. We have Grand's far L, right? I don't think it's gonna be too controversial to say this button is it's just a far L. There is absolutely nothing special about this in any way or another. It is 6 startup frames, 3 active frames, 9 recovery frames. This defines the bar for the frame data. It's +5 on hit, it's +1 on block. Again, this defines the bar for the frame data, right? The range on it is not particularly inspiring, right? It's nowhere close to reaching here, which, to be fair, a lot of the far Ls will be. It's not bad range for a far L. Far Ls are not particularly huge buttons, right? As far as the how propensity to whiff on crouchers, I mean, the hitbox is most, like, it is pretty good, right? What you'll notice on a lot of far Ls, and you'll see when we talk about Jita, is a lot of these crouching hitboxes look like this, where it's like a middle layer that's a little higher up, and then it kind of slopes down on both sides. A lot of far Ls will have parts of their hitbox that are even above that top layer, right? Like, they would whiff even on, like, if they got close enough. Like Gran, if I get close enough here, right? Like, that hitbox is going to fully collide. Even the higher part of that hitbox still collides with the crouching hurtbox. That is not going to be the case for a lot of other far Ls. So this is kind of the one thing that Grand's far L is good with. It really, you don't have to worry about this whiffing on crouchers almost ever, but that's not really anything to write home about, right? At the end of the day, this, again, defines the bar for what a far L is. To be a LMAO or underpowered far L, you have to compare unfavorably to this one, which I'm not sure how many of them are going to do that. Jita has a much different far L. Yeah, you can see exactly, first off, what I'm talking about here, right? Where, I have to space it out a little better than that. But, like, if you see the tippiest, toppiest parts of Jita's far L there, it has sort of 3 staircases in, right? There's the furthest to the right bit is really low reaching and will definitely hit that green hurtbox extension in the middle of Grand's crouch there. And then it staircases up a little bit, still enough, right? Crouch hurtboxes are generally universalized outside of, I think, the big bodies, which are, like, the big bodies hurtbox-wise, which I think are only Ladiva, Vasaraga, and Percival? Maybe Wilness too, I'm not sure. Where they don't have this little downward slope in their crouch. I know Voss doesn't at the very least. But yeah, so that secondary slope up in her far L will still hit. And the final one is where she actually will miss. So it's only at, like, literally tipper range here, right, where she wouldn't make contact. But it is, you start to see what I'm talking about with their far Ls that are more prone to this, right? Exactly right here, right? That tiny little bit of extension would actually hit as long as the hitbox is actually further down, but no, right? Otherwise, though, Jita's far L, besides that, is pretty much just better than Grand's in every way that you might imagine. If we go to this right here, right? It's a little bigger. You can notice it's definitely a little closer to touching than Grand's is there. Still not going to reach from here. I can think of maybe 2 of these that do this, but yeah. On top of it, has 1 less recovery frame than Sir Graniel, right? And it's got 5 active frames, which is obviously very, very good as well, right? I believe this one might also have the good old +6 on hits because of the 7 recovery. No, still. Oh, because it trades it for the active frames. Yeah. Trades recovery frames for active frames. 2 fewer recovery frames than Grand's and 2 more active frames. So it's still only +5 on hits, +1 on block. Still, though, right? Very, very nice to have 5 active frames on this. It also, even though it is the same number of total frames, trading some of those active frames or some of those recovery frames for active frames means the whiff punishable distance on this is is a lot, or the whiff punishable time on this is significantly less, right? 9 frames versus 7. Am I misseeing it, or does Grands have more of a disjoint than G does? I haven't really thought about disjoints in most cases. I think they are basically entirely irrelevant. I think you are also misseeing it. You are maybe a little bit more, right? Who's whiff punishing a far L though? It certainly happens, not on reaction, right? On preemption. But even still, right? A far L with more active frames is more likely to either catch the startup of whatever you're trying to do it with, or even clash if you try to do it with your own light. Yeah, there is a slightly more of a disjoint on Grands. I see what you mean, but I feel like disjoints primarily are not really that meaningful, right? Starting disjoint is so fast, I forgot it existed when I pulled the dust loops. I thought Grands was always that far compared to hers. Yeah. Again, most whiff punishment, by the way, is not done on reaction. If you like on a far heavy, maybe, right? But almost nobody is reacting and whiff punishing your shit. Like maybe fucking Punk. My ass is not doing that anyway. But yeah, so Jita's more active frames, more range, slightly worse at whiffing on crouchers, less recovery. This is just like better than Grants in every way, right? Marginally slightly worse on the whole whiffing part, but honestly, at the ranges where Jita's far L is gonna whiff on crouchers, Grants isn't even making it, right? Grand, like he literally does not have the horizontal range, like where the tipper of Jita's far L here, where she will be whiffing on the crouchers. Grand's 5L or far L doesn't even reach that far, right? Maybe that's what my ass is doing wrong, because that's what I do. Yeah, reactive whiff punishing is possible, but like you usually no, right? Like you don't do that shit on reaction, right? Especially, I mean, most of the time, right? Unless you have it insanely high on your mental stack, right? You know that your opponent is trying to, for example, like when you enter a certain range, they're going to want to do a certain button to keep you out, or they're going to want to do a certain thing as a reaction, right? And you kind of preemptively stop what you're doing and hit a button on a timing that you think they're going to hit their button on, right? Whiff punishing, also high. Hello, Salts. All right, so that's, Jita is, again, sort of defines the bar for just like a good far L, or a great far L. Whereas Grands is just far L the video game, Jita's is basically better in every way that you can imagine. Catalina. Actually don't know the range of this one off the top of my head. Catalina obviously has good buttons, because that's what Catalina does. I think this one has a bit of a whiffing on crouchers problem, even more so than Jita's, I will say. Yeah, right? You can see, again, the final tipper of that far L range, that is entirely, like, past a crouching hurt box, yeah? Like, it's way over, yeah? So it's a similar thing. Though I think, in exchange, what this gains is, yeah, this thing is really fucking big. In fact, if Gran wasn't crouching here, this reaches post-throw tech, right? So as far as range, this is a goddamn medium. Right? It's just that, again, that range only really activates, like that, the insane range that this has is going to whiff on crouches, right? But this is, again, this is a medium-sized far L right here. It's pretty silly. On top of that, obviously, this thing has 6 active frames, because why not? Of course, Catalina has a far L with 6 active frames on it. It also, again, trades the recovery frames away for that. So everything we talked about as far as, Jita, having like an upgraded version of Grand's far L in every way, except being a little bit worse at whiffing on crouchers. Catalina takes that to the extreme, where it's got even more range than Jita, even more active frames, even less recovery. However, it whiffs on it is even more prone to whiffing on crouchers. Though again, we go back to the whole thing of like at the ranges where Catalina's far L is whiffing on crouchers, Jita's isn't even reaching there, right? Jita's isn't even reaching there. Now, with that in mind, this is kind of the best far L in the game that is not like, okay, what the fuck are we doing here, right? There's an echelon above this, because you'll notice I mentioned things like special properties, like is it a low, like all of these things. We don't even get into that, talking about that with Catalina's far L. This is a damn good button. But there are just some things that basically technically count as far Ls that unfortunately just mog this if I'm going to put it on the same tier list. And then there are also some ones with some special properties that she can't quite compete with. But oh boy, yeah, Catalina's is certainly going to probably be the top of this tier right here. This greats tier. Charlotta, let's talk about Charlotta's got a pretty good one too, actually. I give Charlotta a lot of shit. I understand, okay? I am Charlotta's #1 6 active is nuts. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, again, Catalina's far L is as good as you can make a far L without basically not making it a far L anymore, right? There are a couple of buttons that are going to be above this. They are far Ls in parentheses. There aren't enough of these to make their own tier list. Yeah? Okay. I give Charlotta a lot of shit. Her far L is really good. Her far L is really, really good, right? Well, I say really good. The range on it is really quite good, if I recall. Yeah, right. It's got that Catalina style range. It does have for that privilege. It has a little bit better of a time whiffing into crouchers than Catalina's, right? But certainly again, right, that apex range that it has right there is going to go right over Grand's crouching hurt box. Though again, a little better, right? Catalina's had that whole final extension that whiffed on crouchers. Charlotta has a lot more of that distance that'll still hit crouchers, right? So it is actually better than Catalina's in that sense. And the range is similar. Of course, where Charlotta will suffer in comparison is she trades 3 active frames. Are crouching hitboxes universal height-wise? Yes. Yeah. Width-wise, they're a little different, right? The image of a Charlotta button whiffing on crouch is crazy, yeah. Width-wise, they're a little different, and I think it's only for guys like this, right? The height on this is still the same, yes? Like, I can still manufacture situation here where like Charlotta far L is gonna whiff on this, but the difference with Vasaraga is you see how everyone else had like their crouching hitbox was a 2-step. It had like the tallest part in the middle and then it fell down on the sides. For Vasaraga, the whole crouching hurt box, despite being the same height as them, it never falls down onto the sides there. And I believe this is actually a good time for me to check those, because when else am I ever going to check those? I believe, yes, okay, and I think all of the wide hurt box fellas. No, Percival does not. I think Percival has a wider hurt box than everyone else, but I guess his crouch box is the same. Yeah, okay, it's only Ladiva and Vasaraga. Gotcha. Ladiva and Vasaraga both have the like fully extended crouching hurt box there. But yeah, so Charlotta's is essentially Catalina's slightly easier time hitting crouchers, but it trades 3 active frames for 3 recovery frames. And I believe it is a smidgen smaller than Catalina's actually. Still though, right? For just the range alone on a far L, I think I do have to put it as a great far L. Again, I'll give Charlotta so much shit about everything, right? But this is like the one button she has that's really good, and I do have to give it up. Have to hand it to Isis on that one. Hey, look. Oh, Brick, you've been so everything either great or fine. Well, hey, look, it's probably the worst light in the game. Okay, this is a weird one, right? Because we talk about special properties. This does have a special property. Lancelot does not have a far L. He has a 5L. What does that mean? Lancelot does not have a close L. No matter how close I am to Charlotta, if I had 5L here or here, I get the same thing, right? So the good thing about this, oh my God, holy shit! The YouTube chat just popped into existence. What the hell? Hello, YouTube chat. Hi there. What's going on, Hunts? I thought Anil had one of the best ones. Cat and Vera have like 6 active frames. Yep. Yule's range is beyond garbage, though. True. Chat lives matter. My bad. Again, it literally just popped into existence for me. Hello, Quinsley. Hello. Tron works. Hi. Ferenc? I never know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I believe you mentioned that you say Hungarian? I'm not sure. But I'm not entirely sure how to say the name. But hello there. Hi, Brick. I see you around a lot. I really should figure out how to say your name. We remember to go live on YouTube this time? Yes, I did. But also, yeah, they just kind of ignored the chat literally just popped up on my feed all at once, immediately. So this is a 5L. The good part about this, and we're going to talk about, and it's going to matter a lot more on future 5Ls we talk about, is no matter where you hit this 5L, right, even it'll still convert into auto combo, which obviously Charlotta, for example, can't do this, right? Charlotta's far L does not convert to auto combo. She has to be in close L range. Hi, I'm here for knowledge. Okay, Joseph, let me see if I can teach you a thing or two. The problem with this, the problem with Lancelot's 5L is that it's basically the size of close L proximity range anyway. So, like, it's a little bigger than where most characters would get close L, a little bit. But really, Lancelot almost doesn't benefit from this. At the ranges where he's getting his 5L, Charlotta is damn near getting close L anyway, right? They buffed it a little bit. It's a little bigger than that now. But I feel like I don't really hold too much space for, like, giving Lancelot his flowers on this. And then what does our glorious king get in exchange for the ability to, cancel into auto combo from any range that his 5L hits? Well, he gets 2 active frames and 9 recovery frames. It's a lot of recovery, man. That's a lot of recovery, and it makes it so that Lancelot is the only character in the video game, since he doesn't have a close L, right? He's the only character in the video game that cannot ever do a button into down back and bait BC. Matera and Fairy can struggle with this with their close L's as well, but if they meaty with them, they're fine. Lancelot has, you know, a 5L with 9 frames of recovery and no close L, which means that he can never, ever, ever, ever bait BC. It really is, and it also makes it incredibly hard for him to safe jab almost anything with this, right? Now, Lancelot has some ways around this in his kit. Things like the M Fireball they gave him can become just BC safe, UDP safe pressure like all the time. He can do some things with Turb. That's great. He needs to do those things because this button just completely fails at that very important role of lights, of like your close L replacement, because of how shit it is in terms of recovery. 2 active frames also just sucks as well, right? This thing, like, why 2? Why is it 2? Without recovery, we can't do close L, close H too? What? How plus is the shit on hit? Wow. Right, yeah. Because he has a 7 frame close H. But yeah, he can do it on crouch, I guess. That's funny, man. He's got a 7 frame close H and he can't get fucking 5L close H. Amazing. To be fair, you want Lance to have a BC bait and save jabs? When did I say that? I don't think I said that. I said that, again, Lance's kit has ways for him to make to get around this. What I'm saying, though, is that they made this button shit on purpose because he has other things. And I'm not talking about Lance as a character, right? I'm talking about this button. You said that 7 minutes and 32 seconds ago? No, I didn't. No, this one I explicitly never said that, right? But yeah, so they made. I'm not talking about Lancelot as a whole. I'm talking about this button. And they made this button shit on purpose as a joke. This is probably the worst light in the entire game. It gets all of the penalties of being a 5L, right? Higher than average recovery. In his case, also, like, it has lower active frames than normal for some reason, right? Not having the crazy frame data usually comes with close Ls, right? In terms of recovery being +4, all of that. It gets all of the penalties of not having a close L without any of the benefits of having a far L. It's got the range of a close L. It's got the recovery of a far L. It's got the plus frames of a bad far L. I mean, this defines the bar for horrible. I honestly don't know if anything is going to join Lancelot here. But yeah, poor guy. It's funny they gave Versusi this, but 18 times better? Yeah, and we'll talk about why in a second too. When we get to her. You want to make a tentative Lance tier? We'll see. Percy, I believe, yeah, Percy has a, basically just, if I remember correctly, just a worse version of Catalina's. Kind of Charlotta pilled in a way. Oh, no. No, Percy's actually just... Okay. Percy's does not really even have the range like that, huh? It's smaller than Charlotta's, smaller than Catalina's, doesn't have their active frames or their... doesn't have, like, Catalina's active or recovery frames. Interesting. It is just a little bit worse, right? The animation is totally a scam? Yeah. Again, obviously, no. This is a far L, right? No special properties on this boy. No particularly high plus frames. It's not a low. None of this crazy shit, right? Yeah, honestly... Looks like it's maybe okay as a fast anti-air. That is a valid point where this thing does hit really high up, right? That is something that's interesting. I thought Catalina's would be broken. There are a few that, like Catalina has the best far L that is a normal far L, but there are a few that are just not normal, right? Which we'll get to. It also does whiff on crouches hella. I mean, it is a good point that like this is, you know, it hits pretty high up. I think in most cases though, it's just not. This really is just a slightly better version of Grands, really, right? This is Grands that whiffs on crouchers way more and has a little bit more like height or a little bit more reach. But this really does not feel Hungarian. The pronunciation for the C is like ts and rents. Ferenc? Thank you. Hopefully that's close to correct. If someone jumps too far in front of you, you're not safe 2Hing, it can whack an empty jump. Not much. Though, yeah. It is a better version of Grants, but it is only a slightly better version of Grants. Yeah? Okay. Ladivas, I learned recently, is actually special. I thought all far Ls were like this. No, they're not. Ladivas far L is special in one primary way, and then it's the same one as UL. It's +6 on hit and +2 on block. Right? This is particularly nice, obviously, for +2 on block into like some SPD bullshit. Right? This actually makes this real because it'll beat any 5 or even 5 frame match that you might have. So that is special, right? It's more plus on block and hit than usual. As far as range, I don't believe it's anything. Yeah, it's nothing to write home about, right? It's very much just like a grand far L. As far as active frames, It's very special, or it's nothing special as well, right? It's got 3 active frames to it. It's not particularly a low or anything like that either. It's not a 5L, right? The only thing this really has going for it is that it's +2 on block, +6 on hit instead of, +5 and 1. Or +1 and 5 respectively. That's nice, certainly, but I don't know that that's quite enough for me to value it particularly highly over a lot of these other ones. It's good, right? It's good. It certainly can allow certain conversions otherwise don't happen. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, for example, like most far Ls on counter hits will be +7. Yeah, Ladiva's is +8, which means you can do things like that, right? Which that is really nice, certainly. Like the ability to go like counter hit far L into like any of your mediums is very, very nice. Is it? Leave a far L button. Far L goes in bottom of great at least. The counter hit conversion is certainly very nice. We factor in how the character height plays in. This move hits high because character's super tall. For a mid-sized character, probably hit crouch. No. We factor the buttons that exist, not hypothetical buttons that don't actually exist. Right? This is really the main thing on it. Right? The frame data does also make it much better for counter hit confirms. It's just so unremarkable otherwise though, right? Maybe I'll move it up later. I will consider moving this up later for sure. But it's just like maybe I'm underplaying how important it is to be a little bit more plus on hit and block, right? It works really well with Ladiva because it means that far L on block means that you get an SPD. Unremarkable? Explain yourself. Show your work. You can't just be incredulous, so you have to explain yourself. Show your work. What I said is that it's +2 on hits and +2 on block, +6 on hits, which is good. That is good. That is special, right? But otherwise, it has like basically grand 5L range, right? It doesn't particularly hit very far. It's not particularly like the croucher killer or something like that. It's not like a low. It doesn't have any these special confirmation properties. Its active frames are entirely standard. So why is that so incredulous to you that you have to say back what I said to me in all caps? Show your work. I think Point Brick's making is good for Ladiva specifically, but on its own as a 5L, it's not very above average. Yep, I mentioned that too. +2 crushes far Ls after with far M is a tighter frame trap for 6XL. Okay, yeah, that's a solid argument, right? That's a solid argument. The fact that the difference between +1 and +2 means that you don't need to have a 7-frame medium, right? If you have a 7-frame medium, you can do this anyway. In Ladiva's case, she doesn't though, so that is nice. And in general, that is certainly a little bit better. Brick being the math teacher, show your work. Yeah, counter confirms it to both of her mediums. Again, yes, if you have a 7-frame medium, you can do this on your far L anyway. If you have like a 2M or something like that. But yes, it expands that. Is that it? Is that all you got? Does it has special properties requirements and frame data is pretty nice. The frame data is, the frame data is the special property in this case. This is one thing. Let's not double state it. That's kind of it. Yeah. I mean, again, congratulations. You said what I said back to me. You added one thing. I'd kill for that far L on my character. I mean, maybe the fact that it allows 8-frame mediums to frame trap is valid, right? That is actually a very good point. Being +2 on block, right? That is valid. Again, I'll think about it, man. Maybe I'll move it up. Matera. I gotta think about this one. Because this obviously is very special within the context of this character. But let me try and think about this one. So obviously, this thing is fucking huge, right? First and foremost. This is one of them. Yeah, it's one of them big girls. In fact, I think. No, okay. She can't quite take a walk back. Yeah. But it does hit from throw distance, which is that's our criteria for a big fucking far L, right? Obviously, this does not have the problem of whiffing on any kind of croucher because it's a goddamn low, which by the way, it's also a low. This has 6 active frames. This has 5 recovery frames, which means that Matera can unironically use this to meaty fucking UDPs and be safe, which is pretty funny. The big problem with this, all of this to say, the big thing that is supposed to hold this back is that it's an 8-frame startup, right? I saw this thing, Media fucking BC once. I mean, they're slower than UDPs. If you can safe jab a UDP, you can safe jab a BC for sure, right? You are kind of like, I saw a dude who was 6 feet tall once after I said I saw a guy who was 7 feet tall. You are kind of going backwards a little bit, but you got the right spirit. I appreciate that. This move being on a rush down character makes me want to kill myself. Yeah. Yeah, it really is just, the move is really absurdly privileged in every single way, except for the fact that it's 8-frame startup. Now, I want, just look at me. Look at me deep in the eyes, and forget this is Matera for a second, because I think, forget this is Matera for a second. This move is, the fact that it's an 8-frame startup is actually really fucking bad for a Pharrell. Yes? Like, we talk about, for, like, we just had a whole discussion, right? We had a whole discussion back and forth about, like, the fact that a Pharrell being +1 more on block means that it can frame trap, like, 6-frame Pharrells, and that by itself should raise it up a tier, and this thing is 2 frames slower than every other Pharrell in the game, basically, right? Yes, Matera can convert this into, like, 9,000 damage, right? Yes, when Matera hits you with this, she carries you full screen, right? When Matera lands this on you with like a U butterfly nearby, you lose the round instantly. When you finally you got Matera to the corner and you're like, oh my god, finally, and you get your toes clipped by this and you're back to the mid screen. Yes? The button feels ridiculous, right? This is, however, in its own context as a Pharrell, without butterfly, without any of this, just a pretty damn good Pharrell. I'm not entirely certain that I buy this is like a ridiculously OP move or something like that, right? The thing that eats my, even my 2M that is frame 6. The thing eats even my 2M that is frame 6. How? Show your work. You're saying if you hit your 2M when you're like... I mean, I guess... Is it because it doesn't extend her... It extends her hurt, but it doesn't extend her hurt box very much at all, I guess. I want to know too. How's an 8-frame move beating your 6-frame move? I mean, if you're like -2, maybe, and like, but you should trade. Jay, you think you might be using it too late? I mean, Takeshi's pretty good at Lancelot, so I'm not gonna like, but I don't know what he means. This move still deserves to get her shot with a gun, but then again, Matera does in general. Again, I'm gonna think about it, okay? For now, this is definitely the best Pharrell we've looked at. Okay, our 2M's light clash level, it shouldn't clash. 6-frame 2M's are, yeah. Right? Lancelots, ULs, Avatars are all light. Yeah. Maybe because of Lance range plus priority? They share the same priority. This is a light... I mean, well, hold on, real quick. Does this crush other Pharrells? That'll give me a reason to put it in broken, but I don't think so. I mean, it's not even gonna really clash with them. I have to do like a 2L. Oh no, 2Ls are even lower. I would have to bring out like a 6-frame 2M. Hold up. Let's actually bring a 6-frame 2M out here and see. These should clash. If this crushes a 6-frame 2M, I'm putting it in broken, but I don't think it does. Yeah, okay. No. Yeah, so, again, maybe I'm crazy, but again, I think a lot of this button is really fucking good, but it being 8 frames as a Pharrell is really bad, right? Now, again, Matera doesn't fucking care. Matera will use this button to terrorize you. But I think it's just, I don't know that it's, that it's quite going in here, but we'll talk about it, okay? We'll talk about it. Loane. She isn't disjointed on it, right? It looks like a move that disjointed, but isn't. Yeah, there is a small disjoint on it. Doesn't it chain into itself 3 times on hit block? It does? It's +6. Oh my god, it's cancelable into itself. Oh, right. I forgot about this part. Right. They do let her cancel. Yeah, okay. I mean, they do let her cancel into it, which I don't think that you normal people get to do, right? I forgot about this part. Pretty sure that most people can't do that for the world's easiest hit confirm, huh? Like, UL. Yeah. No, yeah, you know what? No, I forgot about that. On top of everything else, the fact that this lets you cancel into itself, so it's basically like a 5L. For, like, you have the world's easiest hit confirm on this thing. Yeah, okay, my bad. No, that's that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. That's my bad. Yeah, no, that's, I forgot about that part. Yeah. No, that's my bad. I forgot that shit was cancelable into itself. Yeah, most Pharrells don't get to do that. Believe it or not. Yeah, UL does not get to do that, for example. Really a showcase of how much shit can you make a frame 8 Far L do before it's broken, and they went too far. I forgot that it was cancelable into itself. That is, I don't play Matera. That's my bad. This is more of a downside on Charlotta, but I saw Matera Far L clash with Charlotta Ball. Listen, yeah, you know what? That's on me. That's on me. No, that is definitely enough. That, I mean, at a certain point, yes, it being 8 frames is a weakness, but it's got too much, right? It's got too much. Matera, little guy, yeah, exactly. That's also why I thought that the +2 on block Far L was strong. It links into itself. The +6 on hit one, yes. But the range where that happens is so specific. Yeah, but also this one, I think you can. I guess you can match this one a little bit more safely. It feels like the +6 on hit Far L is like, again. I'm honestly more the fact that it means you don't need to have a 7-frame medium, because again, if we're talking about in a vacuum, not every character has a good 7-frame medium, right? Not every character has a good 7-frame medium. So like the fact that you don't need a 7-frame medium to frame trap after, you don't need a 7-frame medium to counter hit confirm after, that was the good point that you made, right? That is actually valid. That is a good point. I'm considering moving Ladiva up for that. I'm still just considering it though. Lowain, they're gonna spam it. It outranges a lot of mediums. Yeah. Guys, Lowain is a normal Far L. I know this character is a war criminal in like 7 other ways, but Lowain, I'm pretty sure, has a normal Far L, right? The range on it is, I guess, slightly above average. It does not clash around bad. Lance 2M versus Matera Far L. That's weird. It clashes with UL 2M. Maybe Lance's 2M is particularly ass. I'm not sure. Maybe the hurt box Lance's 2M is bad. The range is good on it, right? It's got like Percy range or something like that. Right? It's got Percy range for sure. But like, it really is just Far L. It whiffs on crouchers pretty prodigiously, right? With the fact that most of this hurt ball. Oh no, only the teeniest last bit, just like Percy. Okay, yeah. I mean, it can whiff on crouchers. It's got good range. It's got regular recovery. I say good range. It's not ridiculous, right? It's got regular recovery. It's got regular active frames. It doesn't have any like special properties necessarily. Wow. Lowain has like a normal. It's probably a little better than Percy. He's got like a normal Far L. Good job, Lowain. Proud of you. All right, in a vacuum, right? In a vacuum, Fairy Far L is certainly a pretty fucking ridiculous button, yeah? Like, I mean, you want to do the does it hit after throw tech tests? Yeah, right? This button's pretty stupid, for sure. They nerfed this button. It's still pretty fucking stupid, right? Like, this is still, as a Far L, this is still pretty ridiculous. It's even faster than Matera's? Right. Yeah, it's not a low. Lance 2M does not exist, my bad, yeah. It's not a low, right? And it's got quite a bit of recovery to it, but it's just bigger than most Far H's. Right? Lots of Far L's that had trouble with crouchers got tweaked in like 1.5. Yes, but they still do whiff on crouchers. This made it a little bit less horrendous, right? It's just bigger than most Far H's. Like it's actually bigger than almost every Far H in the game. It's 7 frames. And, I mean, yes, it's certainly got a lot of recovery on it for a Far L, but I think that's a valid price to pay for this range, right? I mean, Fairy has amazing normals. When we do these tier, the button catches from Narnia, yeah. On every one of 21 recovery is a lot less than Far H's at that range. Far H's will have 21 entire recovery frames on them, let alone total frames, right? Like, fucking Far H over here has 19 recovery frames, let alone 21 total frames, and it's smaller, like half the size of Fairy's, though UL's not particularly big, but still. See, I mean, Fairy has amazing normals, obviously. Fairy that's what she does. Like, the character is based on the fact that her normals are amazing. So yes, obviously, Fairy's Far L is ridiculously broken. Probably the best one in the game, even post-nerf. They did make this extend a hurt box out in front of it, right? Like a big fucking hurt box out in front of it a lot earlier than it used to as well. But like, I think they make it earlier. This made the hurt box extends bigger, right? But I mean, Fairy is literally the character whose normals are so good they become a zoning option. So yeah, Fairy has the best Far L in the game, probably. Even better than Matera's, for sure. Hey, let's talk about a white woman. Our first sort of Gina kind of has the white woman Far L, but dang, I miss Ladiva as well as the reasoning. Ladiva's I'm still a little conflicted on face rolled. Basically, it's pretty average as far as range, everything, like range. It's not like a low, it doesn't make like crazy properties, all of this. But obviously, it's +2 on block, +6 on hits, right? That does give me some pause, right? That does give me some pause. I put it at the top of that tier for a reason. There is an argument that could move it higher. Not because, oh, that means like, oh, SPD is a frame trap. That's not really what I care about. But it does mean that it's a lot easier for it to frame trap other buttons in general, that +2 versus +1, right? It means that it converts into more mediums on counter hits than an average Far L. That does matter to me, but it's just, you know, for example, it has that over like Lowain and Percy's Far Ls, but they have range over it. I think I value the fact what it has over them versus the range, right? But I'm not so, that's why I put it above them, but I'm not so sure that it's enough for me to move it up. Essentially, right? I was thinking great personally. You might be right. You might be right. You're the second person to say that. I'm considering it. I really might. Speaking of White Woman, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have to say about Beatrix's Far L. It might be the exact same thing I have to say about Zeta's Far L, unless I'm missing something and they're different somehow. The White Woman Far L. Now, I will say, Jita's Far L is probably generally, like, a little better than these, right? Low-key Grand Far L is Cheeks. Yeah, honest. I knew I fucked with you, Face Roll. Face Roll's base. Jita's Far L is unironically better than the White Woman Far L. Yes. I think Zeta and B Far L might be literally the same button. Yeah. Yo, cheeky. 17 months. Goddamn. 1738 indeed. Jita's Far L is like the White Woman Far L if it had more active frames, fewer recovery frames, and I think didn't whip on crouchers as bad. I do think the White Woman Far L gets a little overhyped, personally. Like this is not this isn't that good of a Far L. Yeah. Like when you compare it to everything we just talked about, like this is basically like how different is this from like Percival's? I think it just whiffs on crouchers more often. It's not. Yeah, I think this is just Percival's, but it like whiffs on crouchers more consistently, right? Like if I set them both to stand, I'm pretty sure they're like the same. They're damn near the same range, I think, right? Let's actually see. Like if I have him throw tech, right? There's like try to picture that kind of distance between them, right? And then if I do the same thing over here. Oh yeah, no, his was way bigger. I forgot. Yeah, it's just like I think the White Woman Far L gets a little overhyped. Yeah, it's like fine. Honestly, yeah, it's kind of just I might move both of these down. Is it crazy to say? The White Woman Far L I think gets pretty overhyped. People talk about it all the time, but like it's really not anything to write home about, really. Its range is not particularly interesting. It doesn't have active frames. It's the main notable thing about it is that it's the most prone to whiffing on crouchers, considering its range is not even that good. Like normally, you know, Catalina will whiff on crouchers for sure, but at the ranges that her Far L is whiffing on crouchers, most Far Ls in the game aren't even reaching, even if they were standing, right? As a play of character, the White Woman Far L, it's underpowered, but it's not insane. Yeah, it's not crazy, right? Lance is going to be in his own tier. But, like, really, the White Woman Far L is just a grand Far L that whiffs on crouchers more often, with a little bit better range, right? So I think I really am not too enamored with it. Vasaraga. Vasaraga's 5L, which is also 8 frames. Since we have 3 other White Woman Far Ls, just put them all in the same tier, else they're actually different. I'll take a look, but I think they might all be the same. I'm not actually sure. Vasaraga Far L is another interesting one, because it is another one. Let's get Vasaraga on the other side here. It's another one of these 8-frame Far Ls, right? Now, of course, it is real big, right? It's 8 frames. It's about the size of, like if I have Percy throw tech here, right? Oh, no, it actually doesn't reach post throw tech. What do you, I thought this was like a medium-sized button, huh? It's a little small. This is a little smaller than I gave it credit for. That's crazy. That's a little smaller than I gave it credit for. Voss seems pretty good to me. I did not realize this shit wouldn't. Huh? Does Voss get like pushed further back or some shit? Oh yeah, wait, he does. Percy Far L is cracked? Wait, because Percy's Far L animation's lying to bitches again? Wait a second. Does Voss, do the big bodies get pushed further back on a throw tech? Did I just discover a fucking game mechanic that I didn't know about before? Oh no, Percy's just barely doesn't reach even here. It barely doesn't reach there. It barely doesn't reach when he's doing it. Well, actually, I think Percy is also a wide boy. Hold up. I think Percy's also a wide boy. Let me grab Lance. Wait, no, huh? Oh no, Percy's. What? Character dependent? I could have sworn it was now, because now I'm fucking confused. Right? Hold on. Let's just grab. I could have sworn that I hit someone with Percy. What the fuck? I could have sworn I literally just hit someone with Percy's thing post tech. No. It was Zeta? Huh? What is happening? You hit Zeta with it? You had Zeta and Percy before? I think so. Oh, fuck. Wait. What? What? What is this? This is not what I thought we were gonna do today. Huh? Actually character dependent? Huh? Is it just Zeta? I didn't know that? What is this? Is her hurt box is not... Oh my, is her hurt box wider than Percy's? It is, right? Am I losing my mind? Hold up. Her hurt box is literally wider than his, yeah? Like if we try to like overlay them on top of each other or something? Zeta's a big body? Let's actually do this. And then let's try and trim it to like the edges of her. Oh, I'm already inaccurate. It's like roughly there. And then like there-ish. And if I grab Percy, hitbox fader than portrait? I think it fucking might be, man. I think it fucking might be. I'm gonna have to trim that for sure, but it's fine. Unka's committed to this shit? Oh, I just realized this yeah, they're gonna fucking... I should have done this in GIMP or something. Never mind, this is a horrible idea. Yeah, I just realized I can't move them around in Paint easily. I mean, I will say... Yeah. Can you change opacity? I could do it in fucking GIMP. Alright, hold up. Let me open this shit up. I don't know. I don't know how to use Paint. Maybe you can do it in Paint. I don't know how to fucking do it in Paint. Okay. Let me just grab 2 fucking screenshots. What if we count frame boxes altogether? Oh wait, that's not a bad idea. Hold on. Oh, that's such a bad idea. I have astigmatism. What the fuck did I think was gonna happen? You guys can do that shit if you see fit. My astigmatism having ass cannot do TS. That's like right about the edge there. It's a horrible idea. I take it all back, man. Because this is like I thought I did not realize Zeta will stick like that. I'm gonna have to start singing a different tune about you Zeta players. I'm sorry for all the shit I said about you. Turns out if her box is wider, you have to tweet about it instantly. That, you know? Hold up. Percy fat. Let's grab Zeta. Like there-ish. Oh, that's actually no, it's not enough. Like there-ish. There we go. You guys see, is Umamusume bugged, by the way? The update dropped yesterday. Did they not add the skill hints to cards they should have? I saw someone talk about, apparently Smart Falcon doesn't have groundwork like she's supposed to. Is this true? Because I was kind of like using my whole fucking selector strategy on Halo having Uma stand. Zeta Queen, because obviously I would never call the woman fat. If Zeta hitbox, her box is actually wider, I'm calling misogyny balance. Oh wait, no, hold up. No, Percy fat, that's what I called it. Yeah. And then let's grab Zeta Queen. Dumb Falcon, for real. Zeta Queen. We're going on an adventure? This is important, man. Alright, hold up. Well, first off, hold on. Let's just make sure that... Let's just make sure that they are actually both trimmed. Because they might not... Yeah, let's actually get this. Let's get... Oh, this matters, okay? It's fucking important. This is fucking important. Let's make sure these are actually, like, just about on their borderline, so I'm not... It's like when I actually try to compare the horizontal, like, the width of the images, it comes out roughly accurately. And then same thing with Percy's. Nobody was saying it's not important. It's important, man. It's fucking important. Stop being mean to me. Wait. Yeah, like trim that shit down right there. Your drives are named after atomic bombs? That is correct. Isn't that kind of base? Alright, and then we center both of them. And I think they might be exactly the same. Okay. Yeah. I think they're exactly the same, no? Can I like make this red or something? Can I? I think it's gonna color in the whole thing, unfortunately. Yeah. I think they're exactly the same, and we all just had a collective. Zeta's a bit higher around the knee. That's true. But that's not where the far L should be hitting. Percy's is higher at the shoulders, right? What the fuck? I guess we all just had a collective hallucination. Okay, so, new question. Why the fuck does Zeta get hit by the throw there? Zeta just gets pushed back less? What? Why? Why? What the fuck is that supposed to mean? So what the fuck happened earlier? Yeah, because I mean, okay, real quick, just keep Percy on the right. Scientific method, one independent variable at a time, okay? Keep Percy on the right, and then have him far L. If we grab like Gran, for example, can we somehow how Leva can throw loop certain characters? Yeah, that's true. Bruh. Okay, now to be fair, very close. Right? Very close to hitting Gran right there. So it's not like it's a big difference or anything like that. But like, Gran is notably not being... Oh, it's because he's short. He's... I think his hitbox... Gran is short. Gran's shorter. Wait, but then Percy doesn't hit Percy. Does he? He does. I could have sworn I tested this a second ago. Ozempic hitbox? Okay, so it's a height thing. He's short. Okay. Test you well? Get Versuja in here right now. Listen, what does Uel's hurt box look like? He doesn't hit Voss? That is weird. Okay, so Uel, maybe? Uel is a little taller than Gran, I think. Yeah, he gets hit. It's a height thing. Okay, now it's a height thing. So why the fuck do you not get? You didn't get hit, right? Am I? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm going to pre-fire this. If Vasaraga, if I throw tech on Vasaraga right here and this shit doesn't hit him, I'm going to cry. Okay. What? What? Now they're both hitting. What? Can someone go back in the VOD and tell me what the fuck I did differently? Rose got the third weapon skin on like every character, yeah. Can someone... Game sucks? Did you always throw from that actual touching distance or did you walk up? I could have sworn I did it from the reset. Maybe I walked up to him. Like, that's an interesting point. If I, like, grab from here, does that affect anything? Like, if I, like, move him a little bit. He still gets fucking hit! Even if I move him an inch, he still gets fucking hit. Right? Like, even if I walk up, push him away, like, the distance of throw, he still gets hit. I just wanted to make a far L tier list, man. Why are we having a group hallucination right now? What? Please, someone check the VOD. What the fuck? What happened? I'm so confused. Which character is teching the throw? Does that change anything? Oh, maybe? Maybe switch P1 and P2? Doesn't seem to fucking matter. Oh, no, wait. Like, you saying you want Vasaraga to throw me? That definitely isn't what happened before. Even still, doesn't matter. Oh, wait, hold up. What happened there? So, now, when I walk back a bit, then he throws me and I tech. Does throw tech, like, have momentum to it? Oh, what the fuck? There's momentum to throw tech? What? When I'm walking back and he throws me, it then whiffs. What? When I'm walking back and he grabs me, and then I tech it, we whiff. Like I'm Vasaraga, when I hit the record button, Vasaraga is throwing, right? So I'm walking back on Percy. Well, okay, no, now it doesn't work like that anymore suddenly. What? Now it doesn't work like that. Wait, okay, what the fuck happened then? Oh, that's different, man. Okay, wait. When I throw him and he techs, I hit him. When he throws me and I tech, I hit him. So it doesn't matter who's teching. Hold back as it's teched? Whoa. No. Also no. Also no. But sometimes it is making a difference. Oh, wait. No. I think it's frame perfect tech. It might be the throws clashing. It might be the throws clashing. It might be if we both throw on the same frame. Because I know command grabs can clash and it has like more pushback to it. Like if I have this Lydia jump and then do SPD, so it's a little easier to time. Wait. Wait. Like throws can like clash like that. You can turn on the bot teching the throw, yeah. What the fuck are we doing today, man? I wanted to make a tier list. What is this? You know, if I turn on Vaseraga, let's make sure it's not some weird throw clash thing, right? Let me just have Vaseraga break the throw every time. And now, does it matter at all like what range oh, it does still. Okay, hold on. It is a max range thing then. If I inch over ever so slightly. Oh, it is a max range thing. I see. Is it close or normal distance? Every distance, I hit him. Like, even if I go a little further back, still hit him. A little further back, still hit him. A little further back, don't hit him anymore. And if I go more than that, I think the throw would just whiff entirely. Yeah. First he moves backwards, Voss gets pulled a little out of the corner. So, okay, wait. Probably because he gets pulled out of the corner a bit? Like, when he techs a throw when I'm right in his face, he doesn't get pulled out of the corner, though. Oh! Yes! Oh, I see what you guys mean. Yeah, oh, frame by frame. Shout out to fucking Agerson, the GOAT. Right? I fucked it. Hold up. Shout out. Wait. Check this out. Fuck. Wait. wait. Fuck. Okay, wait. Hold on. It's very important. Check it out. Look. Do you see? Vaseraga gets the throw, like part of the throw animation is bringing the character directly into you. Right? I can capture that better. Hold up. If I... Wait. Fuck. See? Bonk. Oh, shit. Wait. Yeah, you see that? Vaseraga moves. Part of the throw animation is pulling the character into you and then doing the throw. And when I'm far away enough out of the corner, I actually pull him out of the corner a little bit, right? So then the tech happens from here instead of back to the wall. Do you understand? So now the tech happens from right here, and I get pushed from right here. If the way that what we were sort of implicitly assuming would happen is that I was moving into him, right? I was moving into him when I threw him. No, I'm pulling him to me. So the tech is happening from further than back to the wall, right? Whereas if I do it right here in his face, right? There is no pulling in. The tech happens over here. Voss actually gets pushed back because of the pull. No, he gets pushed back to the corner. He ends up in the same spot anyway. It's me, right? I get pushed from further back. Because right here, notice Percy, right? Percy is right there when the throw tech happens, and he gets pushed back a set distance from there. Whereas from max range, right? Like there? Maybe? No, a little closer. From max range, Percy gets pushed back from where he was standing, right? Vaseraga gets pushed back to the corner. Vaseraga ends the interaction in the same spot regardless. Percy gets pushed, call it like 2 feet, either from, you know, position 0, which is straight up like in the wall, right? Or from position like 0.5, which is a little bit outside of the wall. So when you tech the throw from further away, Percy starts further and then still gets pushed that exact same flat distance, which results in him being further away and whiffing the far L. Ah, okay. I like when things make sense after not making sense. I am now curious. Does Catalina far L still hit even from like max range? No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, it does not. No, it does not. Yeah. It's still, it'll still hit from the normal range, but yeah, doesn't hit from post. Oh my god. All right. Okay, cool. Does character size impact it? I do believe the only characters who genuinely have wider hitboxes, right, is Vasaraga. You can see Vasaraga's hitbox, or her box rather. What are the practical applications of this all? I mean, it's hard to apply this in a match, but it does mean that if you throw from further away and get teched, your normal understandings of what buttons might reach and when you can just sit still probably kind of gets thrown out the window, right? There are some cases where it won't matter, right? Like this thing's still gonna hit you regardless. But like, yeah, depending on the distance where the throw was teched, it does matter. This definitely applies to Narm. He has a lot of characters who like their buttons will barely reach post throw tech or something like that maybe won't now, right? Where you can just like try and whiff punish them for it. It matters. It's just incredibly hard to tell in the moment that I get thrown from here or from here, right? Like it's really fucking rough to figure that out. But if you're going for a throw and have a short range far L, you don't want to backstep. Yeah, I mean practically her throw range is universal. Throw range is universal, I'm pretty sure. Weird shimmies into throw of more variation. Yeah, I guess if you have small buttons, practically you can always try to be right in the guy's face before you throw tech to maximize the chances you can pressure them, possibly, if you have like small, fast buttons. Anyway, my god, holy shit. Okay, Discovery. With that in mind, on a normal throw tech, Vasaraga's 5L does in fact reach. I'm laughing and I got ads. Found when you both throw tech the same frame, there's more pushback. If it's not the same frame, you can far L. That is not what I found, though maybe the throw clash is a separate thing. I found that at max range, we just talked about it, Salts. When you throw them from max range, they get pulled out of the corner a little bit, and the actual tech pushback happens on the thrower from further away. So you end up further away, right? Like here versus Voss getting pulled out of the corner a little bit there. The throw tech animation literally just happens further to the left. So Catalina gets pushed further back compared to the relative spot of the corner, or the absolute spot of the corner. Anyway, with that in mind, holy shit, Vasaraga 5L hits post throw tech, normal throw tech, right? Good range on it, very great range on it, right? 8 frame startup, +2, right? It's a similar thing to like Ladiva, UL, all this shit. +2 on hit, or +2 on block, +6 on hit, which is very nice, right? In Vasaraga's case, he doesn't exactly have another 8 frame to frame trap with, except this thing itself, but it does mean that this thing frame traps into itself, which is nice. It's got, yeah, otherwise, like, just slightly above average active frames, decent recovery, good range. It's a pretty good button. You know what? This is basically just Vosfaral's a level oh yes, yeah, that matters a lot too. Yeah. This does matter. This is this is attack level 2 and clash level 2 as well, right? Notably, this will crush your puny, pathetic far Ls. Right, if I swing out at the same time here. Wait. Oh, it says it right there, crush, yep. See, I mean, that definitely puts it in great, right? It being 8 frames is definitely a price to pay, for sure. But again, it being medium, both attack and clash level, as well as like having the great range, does really, you know, put it where it belongs in great. I think I'm gonna move Ladivas up. I think because it is really nice. It is nice to have that. It is nice to have that extra, or not clash level, just like 1 less frame of recovery, right? Makes it so you can convert into some slower things. Makes so you can get better conversions, better frame traps, things like that. I think it's enough. Is it that great to have a far L that's basically a far M? I think certainly, you know, if he had both a really good, fast, small far L and this, it would be great. But I do think the button is pretty great. Yeah, right. It's more of a defensive tool, certainly. It's not a great rush down far L, but I think it's a really damn good rush defensive far L. Best part of the video is being able to press it twice to hit confirm. Yeah. It links into itself. It's kind of like a, kind of a similar thing to what Matera's got going on down there. Narmaya. A tale of two, we're finally going to get back to the tier list, guys, I promise. A tale of two far L's on Narmaya, or 5 L's, rather, right? 5 L's. One of them, very good. One of them, not very good, right? So, Narmaya, her Kagura 5L, yes? This is the good one. At close range, it's 5 frame startup, which is awesome, right? Because that means that at the ranges where you might be in close L proximity range, you have a 5 frame light to mesh. That's really good, right? So you don't even like pay that price normally of like, oh, I don't have a 5L, so I don't have like a really quick mash button up close. Nope, not a thing. At further ranges, it'll be 6, which is fair, right? But this does also, I mean, this has, let me just, real quick, am I being too mean to Lancelot 5L, right? Is it, in my head, Lancelot 5L is notably, well, first off, it has 3 more recovery frames in this, so it's still bad. But like, is it that much smaller than this? Like, is there, if I can, like, by how much is he missing here? He'd have to be like 25% bigger to hit versus Narmaya, who is like, okay, so it is also, okay, yeah, no, Lancelot's is bad, yes. It's smaller and has worse frame data, gotcha. Yeah, Narmaya's Kagura 5L at the very least is also bigger. It's bigger, it's got better frame data, which again means it converts into auto combo from all of these ranges. Lance is at another hitbox? Yeah, I was measuring from the bottom hitbox, I thought. I wasn't measuring from, did I? Maybe I was measuring from the top one. It has a second hitbox that extends out like that, right? At the bottom there. Hold up, maybe I'm being a little too mean then? Let me double check. Let me double check my work right here. So again, that's like pretty close to not, like that's pretty close to hitting, right? Oh, that second hitbox is what they added with the buff, yeah? Wait. Let me get a little closer. I want to get to like a point where he's barely whiffing. So yeah, right there, he's like literally barely whiffing. And she hits. Okay, so yeah, it is still bigger than him, right? It is still bigger. Anyway. Lancelot is not necessarily the point. I was just more so trying to see if I was being too mean to it, right? But yeah, anyway, it's bigger. It's got better recovery, right? And again, it is big enough, and also its frame data improves up close to the point where, this is the first one we can talk about, where we can say the fact that you actually this cancel into auto combo from anywhere is actually very good, right? This is really fucking nice. Now it is still certainly in the grand scale of far L's. Let's make sure we get a regular fucking throw tech, please. It is still not very big, right? It's like grand sized. But basically, what this is a grand far L that you get auto combo off of, right? And again, it's also 5 frames up close. Well, the Genji far L isn't that bad. It does get overshadowed by Kagura greatly. Yeah. So this one's pretty fucking great, right? This is just like, it's a grand far L that is 5 frames up close and gets and confirms into auto combo. It is otherwise almost, it's got damn near the same range as Grand's far L2, right? So that's pretty awesome. Her Genji one, off the top of my head, I hate this move whenever I play her. Whenever I accidentally do it, it makes me feel like I want to die. I think the shit might be fucking smaller than Lancelot's, man. Is that real? Okay, I know I keep bringing up Lancelot, but he is just the comparison point of like a really horrible 5L. Wait, there you go. Like this is literally, yeah, right? I'm the fucking best. Look at that. That's like frame perfect on where it's missing. Wow. It's maybe a little smaller. Yeah. It's like genuinely a little smaller than Lance's, which is crazy because Lance's is quite small. This thing's tiny, right? It's always 6 as well, right? This doesn't have the same benefits that Kagura does. Now, what it does have over Lance's is that it doesn't have 9 fucking frames of recovery on it. So you can actually, safe jab everything that isn't the UDP with this one, which is certainly nice. And you can actually, hit 5L and block a Brave counter after this, which is nice. But it's still not very good, right? It is still basically, it's got the same problem as Lance's, where the extra range of like canceling into a close L doesn't really help. Or sorry, canceling into auto combo where like close L's wouldn't, doesn't really help. Because you can't block BC after Genji 5L. I thought you could stance swap when you did it. Now that might be a bug that's a bug to be fair. I thought doing that let you do it. But that might just be some weird fuck shit with the video game, honestly. Yeah, on its own merits, I think it is maybe 1 frame too fast for that. You have to, no. If you meaty with this, you can definitely do it, right? This is one of the ones like Matera and Fairy Close L, where if you meaty with it, you do it. Lancelot cannot even meaty his no matter what, right? But yeah, so it doesn't really get the benefit of being a 5L in that it's so small that its range is damn near close L proximity range anyway. And then it's always 6 frames, right? Its frame data is not amazing. It's better than Lancelot's, right? But I really don't like Genji 5L for Narm personally. Swords. Let's talk about everyone's favorite OG. Didn't Narm's chest have a hitbox? I think it still does, no? The boob hitbox is alive and well, I think. Sora's Far L, right? The range on this is not stellar, right? It's not stellar, certainly. However, this Far L is, of course, a low, which, I mean, again, you gotta give some props for a low Far L. This is a really nasty thing to have for footsies, right? It means like walking back or walking forth, like just walking and not blocking low in the range of these buttons tends to be kind of a nightmare because you just randomly get low checked, right? Obviously, we're not going to rank this, like, into shit like that a lot of the time. It's like real damage as well. It's not you get low checked and nothing happens. This is like super short range. I can't see a low Far L not being great. Yeah, you kind of beat me to it, right? Being a low makes this so goddamn good for footsies. And like when I say the range isn't great, by the way, this is like the size of Grands, right? This is the size of, like, it's not like, oh, in exchange, it gets horrendous range or horrendous frame data. It's basically completely average otherwise, right? 3 active frames, 9 recovery frames, average range, 7 frame startup, right? That is where it actually, where else it gets hurt. Normally Far Ls are 6, this is 7, but like, man, is having just a really fucking quick low toe check like that really fucking good, right? Really fucking good. And it converts just like every other Far L does too, right? So it's not like, oh, you don't even get to convert off it. It gives you real conversions if you spend some meter or Raging Strike or something, just like everything else. Zoe. This is one of the ones that back in the day really used to get fucked over by crouchers, and I think they made it a little better. A lot better. Zoe Far L in my head is pretty good. It's like maybe like at least role player, but let's see. Oh wow. That looks smaller than I remember. Okay. You serious? Okay. Yeah, no, that is smaller than I remember it being. Out of curiosity, I'm just... This shit is not smaller than Grands, right? I feel like I'm kind of misremembering how small Grands Far. I think it's like a little bigger, maybe? But again, that certainly is still quite the crouch whiff box there. At max extension, which it has for a frame there, you get to around there. And Granule Thin Blue. I mean, honestly, no, it's not that different, yeah. This is just Grand's Far L that whiffs on crouchers more often still, huh? Yeah, that really is what it is. It's got the same of everything, except the hitbox is higher up. Okay, cool. That's not very good. Wow, I don't know why in my head I was like, Zoe's got a pretty decent Far L. No, she doesn't. No, that's valid, man. No, that's cool. It's just Grand's Far L that whiffs on crouchers more often, right? You can see the hitbox is significantly higher up than Grand's right there. Like most of the range on this, everything past this sort of big square at the bottom is going to whiff on crouchers, essentially. Unlike Catalina, Zoe pays for her 2M. Yeah. Well, okay, cool. Let's move on to... That's the animation of a solid Far L. This has none of the actual mechanics that make a good one. Yeah, who would have thought I got scammed, man? Gagliostro. I believe just a straight role player, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I mean... Just a straight horizontal poke that, if I'm correct, yeah, is incapable of whiffing on crouch, right? That is nice. It's also a little bigger than Grand's. Yeah, this is just an upgraded version of Grand Far L. It's not I mean, obviously the ridiculous buttons exist on this character. And this isn't necessarily that. This is again, this, I lied about Grand earlier. This is a role player, right? Like, that is just... Yeah, that's just like the Far L. It's just good. It's not gonna whiff on crouchers. It's got good range. It's got average frame data, right? This is your guy. This is who you want filling out like the other 13 spots on your team after you spend 90% of your salary cap on 3 guys who are gonna get injured like a month in, right? This is who you want filling out the rest of your bench. You really can't be mad at that at all. I asked this for every CAG normal. It's not more disjointed than normal? No, I don't think so. Disjoints really... disjoints are basically meaningless on almost everything in this game outside of a very limited handful of exceptions. What disjoints exist are very small, right? Outside of like fireballs and like Sandalphon 2-2L, there is not very much in the way of disjoints in this game. Who the fuck was I doing next? We're doing UL. Ah, right. I mean, UL, right? UL. Right? This thing is even, yeah, even smaller than Grands, actually, but not by a ton. Actually, now that I say that, yeah. I mean, the full extension of it's not that bad. This is a Grand Far, this is basically Ladiva's Far L, but a low. Is how you can think of this, essentially. Yeah. Right? This is Ladiva's Far L, in terms of the range, in terms of everything like that. But it's a low. So, it's also +1 on, +2 on block, +6 on hits, right? It's got the 1 less frame of recovery. Everything that is good about Ladiva's, plus also being a low. This thing's pretty fucking crazy. I don't know that it's quite broken, but like there certainly is. It certainly is in the upper echelon around here, right? It's a low. It's 6 frames. It has like better frame data than average. Hard to complain about this one too much, right? The more like now that I think I used to kind of sleep on this one a little bit. When I compare it to other Far Ls, I'm like, no, actually, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I think the range keeps from being broken. Yes, yeah. When I compare it to other Far Ls around it, I'm like, this is actually a pretty damn good Far L. Far Ls are, yeah, almost every Far L we've seen here is not as good as this, right? So you got to give it its flowers for sure. Just Ladiva Far L, but a low. Uno. Again, another one that in my head, I'm like, this is a fine Far L, right? I wonder if I'm going to be horribly wrong, like I was with Zoe. No, I mean, that is more so the kind of range I expected from Zoe, to be real with you. Yeah, this is just barely not hitting post-throw tech, essentially, but it's like, it is about that size, right? Even again, make sure we're not doing it from max range. It's like the point-blank throw tech. Yeah, but still, it's good range for a Far L. Almost hitting from there is very good range. That because this is meant to, help supplement Uno's very slow mediums. You can have like a quicker poke. They can try to punish some like -8 stuff with that he otherwise wouldn't be able to do. Yeah. So, I mean, again, just a solid-ass Far L for sure. Good range, average frame data. Good range, average frame data, no special properties, might whiff on crouchers. This is very similar to Percival's, really. It's almost the exact same as Percy's Far L. Maybe a little bit better at not whiffing on crouchers. That's about it. Eustace, not a white woman Far L. A white woman sidekick. Chunibyo sidekick. As far as range, not amazing, right? Not amazing. A little bigger than Mr. Granite and Blue, I think. That's a little bit higher up, too. So a little bit more prone to whiffing on crouching. And pretty fucking average everywhere else, right? Yes, indeed. Chunibyo sidekick. Yeah. A white woman's best friend, Far L? Yeah. Oh, God. Because they fuck the dogs, man. Yeah. I mean, nothing to really write home about this one at all, right? I mean, it's like a little better than Grand's, probably. So that means it goes there. It's a little better than Grand's, kind of. I didn't mean that. That's what I thought. White woman's best friends? Yeah. No one let Roxanne near Fido, man. No, dude. Listen. Maybe people just like dogs. White women like them a little too much. All right, Seahawks. Bit of a special case on this one. Was making a gay best friend joke. Yes. In that his Far L, this shit's quick, right? This shit's quick. Now, notably, right? Still +5 on hit, +1 on block. Oh, I say quick. When I say this shit, I mean Seahawks. His Far L is actually normal. It trades an active frame for a recovery frame, but the range is, really, again, nothing to really write home about. This is Grand's Far L with an extra active frame and 1 less recovery frame. It's not bad. It's not bad. Well, I mean, I say it's not horrible, right? It is a little better than Grand's. I don't know if that's enough to bump it up. Role player? Another active frame and 1 less recovery frame. That is good. But I feel like it's just really not that different than Grand's Far L. So I think I'm just gonna put it above Grand's Far L, but not much higher, right? It still has like half the range that like this one and this one and this one have, and it's still like just it whiffs on crouchers more than this one, right? This one is also bigger than it. Like, yeah, these to me feel a little bit more noticeably useful than these guys, which are basically there because you use them because they're your only poke that works in that range, right? Vera. I think Vera just has like a Catalina Far L, yes? Just like a little worse, maybe? Yeah. Oh, is it the same? Wait. No, okay, it is a little worse than Catalina's. It's smaller. Yeah. This is just Catalina's, but smaller. and maybe a little less prone. Teemu Cat, yeah. A little less prone to whiffing on crouchers, but still certainly can get down with that, right? Still, like that, most of its final range there is going to whiff on crouchers. It's still bigger. Yeah, it's still bigger than like Grants, right? If we have him stand here, you can see it's like, you know, certainly not terribly far off of hitting him or anything like that. Whereas if we switch over to Gran, he's like halfway or something, right? I mean, 6 active frames and 6 recovery frames versus 3 and 9 is also still really good, right? Like I was talking about, you know, Seahawks, he like, maybe you could put him like here, right? Because the 1 extra active frame and the one fewer recovery frame is nice. This one is just this with 2 more active frames, 2 fewer recovery frames, and like 12% more range or something. I feel like I still have to put it like bottom of. It is just a worse version of Catalina's in like every way. And like that extra like 20% of range that Cat has over her or something, that shit matters. But it's still just really nice to have a far L with 6 active frames. Some motherfuckers don't have far H's with that shit. You know what I mean? I think the frame data on it is otherwise totally normal in terms of, yeah. Like it's plus 1 on block, plus 6 on hit. Yeah, plus 5 on hit, rather. Yeah. Okay, cool. Bubs. I think another role player, if I remember correctly. I think there's not... We're getting into the middle part that is not particularly special, right? Yep. It's a little bigger than Grand's, and it's not going to whiff on crouchers very often. I mean, I say that actually. That's another one that's not super remarkable. It's not even, yeah, it's not that much bigger than Grand's actually. No, this is just Grand's far L, but again, yeah, this is the Grand's far L. Actually, I lied. I thought again, a lot of these characters in my head, I'm like, their far L's a little better than that. No, it's not. No. Bubs' far L is like okay, I guess. The hitbox kind of girthy, but girthy vertically. I guess it makes it a better anti-air than Grand's. And it's still like mostly, like it does hit vertically a lot more, right? Like it's got an anti-air a little better than Grand's. I can move it up for that, but it's still just Grand far L, right? It's just Grand far L. Belial and Avatar Belial have, I believe, the exact same far L, I think. I think they have the exact same far L down to the fucking bones, down to the balls and nuts, right? And it is an interesting one. The range on it is nothing to really write home about, right? The range on it is nothing to write home about. It does have 5 active frames, 7 recovery frames, right? It's okay. Can I be real with you? It's not, unless I'm forgetting something about this, it's fine, right? This button, are you sure? It's like better, like, I mean, it's like here for sure, right? It's good. Like really, its only claim to fame is that its active frames and recovery frames are above average. Again, I think it being on Belial makes it so scary. Yeah, probably the role playingest far L of them all. Yeah, he's playing his role, right? This dude is, you know, he's coming off the bench like twice a game, putting up like 12 points, like 2 rebounds, like 1 assist, and like going back. It's you're happy. You're not gonna be like, oh, like you're not gonna be like, wow, I can't believe we signed this guy. But also, he's not exactly the one you're gonna put on the fucking on the hype video before the finals. So like, it's fine, right? I think you might just hate Belial. Fairy far high Fairy far L is pretty mid, runs away. Yeah. You're right, it does hit mid. It's good. It's not bad. Like again, it's just Grand's far L with better active, like significantly better active frames and recovery frames and a little bit more range. Yeah. Brick, it's a far L that isn't whiffing on crouchers. To me, this far L is meth when I use it. It isn't? I think it is, no. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, oh, it just barely doesn't. That is nice. That is nice, I will say. Right? Yeah, even the furthest extension on it doesn't. That is nice. That is nice. I still don't think it's enough to move it up, but like, that's nice. That's good. Right? Those toes are crazy. Yeah, Avatar is the exact same one, by the way. We'll just put them next to each other because they look funny. Friend group jokes about Bubs having a premium far L. I don't see it, personally. Anila, Greg once told me this was the best far L in the game. Let's review. Let's show your work, Gregathan. Let's see why. He said that it didn't whiff on crouchers as much, right? Which is true. Yeah, like it's only that very tip extension that is gonna whiff on crouchers, but most of its range is on that box that will hit them. The range on it, if I have Anila stand for a second, the range on it is also like at full extension there, like right this is pretty good, right? The range on it is pretty good. It's not crazy, but it's pretty good. Like that's certainly above average range. She got the pencil peen. Yeah, she got the one of those dicks where you use it to fucking check your oil with the dipstick. It's like, it's good range. It's good at not whiffing on crouchers. It seems real fast. Nope, it's got average startup, active, and recovery frames. I don't know, Greg. This is just Percy Farrell, but like a little better again, right? It's just Percy Farrell that's a little smaller. It honestly might be a little worse. It's just Percy Farrell that's a little bit smaller and doesn't whiff on crouchers as badly. Something under the radar would be the herd box on it. Oh. Hold up, let me... Is it like hella disjointed or something? Why do I care about... There isn't any extension? It doesn't extend the hurt box before you do the move, you mean? It is a big hurt box? Because, like, Farrells don't do that usually, yeah? Am I crazy? Far H's do that. Fairy's Farrell does that. I mean, like, below where she stabs? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get... She's short, though, right? Look at Grand's foot. Oh, I see. Like, for example, Jita's goes horizontally outwards like that, whereas Anila doesn't. Yeah, that's true. She's using that spear. You can't, like, 2U under it. Well, it's gonna be hard. You can't, like, yeah, but Anila's toes are further away, right? She's not, like, sticking her toes out. I mean, that's nice. Her box isn't shift. That is nice. That is nice, right? That is actually valid, for sure. And it is like for example, on Jita's here, that's a noticeable, like, it's right on her knee there, and then it fully extends past it. It's a good Farrell for a lot of weird reasons. That is a lot. What other ones? Nothing game-changing but interesting? I mean, I'll move it up in the tier, for sure. That's nice, right? It looks super average. I still feel like it is super, well, not, maybe slightly above average, but, like, what else? I feel like, Greg was saying this before or after Lucy came out? Yeah, like, way after. In between the Belials is hilarious. Yeah, she can split up the Belials. That's fine. Siegfried. Let's talk about Siegfried. Meh. Sieg Farrell, right? Similar story to a lot of them here, where the range is, again, like a slightly better range than like a Grand Farrell or something. Mostly not going to whiff on crouchers too much. Only very tiny extension near the end there, and I believe that will whiff on crouchers, right? Yeah. You see, like, just barely. It's designed that way, right? So it's got a little bit of above average range, and then it's got, you know, slightly above average active and recovery frames. Otherwise, you know, same +5 on hit, +1 on block type shit. So, like, it's fine, right? It's fine. It's a little bigger than Seox's Farrell. It's Seox's Farrell, but bigger, I believe. So, like, it's okay. It's honestly not super inspiring. It's okay. It's okay. I'll put it here. It's like, as we were considering moving Seox's up, and this is just Seox's, but a little bigger. So I think I'll give it its flowers, right? I'll give it its flowers. Yeah, I have not been looking at Hurtbox extension very much, I will say. So maybe I've, like, horribly underrated or overrated one that, like, really fucks with your Hurtbox. But this one seems about normal, right? It's not like it's huge or anything, but it does certainly shift out a little bit there. Not his full leg, but only part of it. I don't think that is that meaningful in the grand scheme of things, but perhaps I'm wrong. Near Farrell. This is one of her only buttons that doesn't change with and without death, luckily, so I don't have to put two Nears on here. Eel Lady. Near Farrell is Grand Farrell. I think almost exactly. I think it is literally Grand Farrell. No? Like, I think this is exactly Grand Farrell down to the fucking DNA. I think they literally changed the animation and copy-pasted the hitbox and hurtbox and everything. Yeah? Main thing to note, a 5L is objective with the same move as her 2L, but better. I mean, I think this means her 2L is not very good, more so, right? I think they literally took Grand Farrell and they changed the animation and copy-pasted everything else about it. So it's just Farrell. Grim, another one of these low Farrells, certainly. Very nice, silly thing for him to have. Grimnir's, I believe, gets the best of both worlds of Sora's and UL to an extent, in terms of range and speed anyway. It's like bigger than UL's a little bit, but it is 6 frames, just like, unlike Sora's, right? Of course, the thing that it doesn't get over UL is it doesn't have the +6 on hits, +2 on block, right? It does also, though, have some above average active and recovery frames, right? At 4 and 8, right there, right? I mean, if you want to talk about the Hurtbox extension, too, his shit also does not going out very far, right? So it's bigger than UL's, it's faster than Sora's is, it has better active and better active frames than both of them. But yeah, it doesn't have the frame data advantage that UL's does. It's like a comparable FAR L to UL's, maybe a little worse, right? Maybe a little worse. I think in the grand scheme of things, I value having those extra plus frames. I value that. Kagura 5 needs to go up a little bit, I think. I value having those extra plus frames over having one more active frame, essentially. So I think UL's is still better. But it is better than Sora's for my money. Lucilius is a pretty godly jab, no? Pretty devilish jab. A lot of Lucy's buttons are, what? You're not Lucilius? You're not Alexander. Right, so this is an interesting one. Because, wait, really? You don't say. Demon's Gift to 5Ls? Wait, you serious? Even the 8-frame startup version doesn't hit post-throw tech, huh? This thing's smaller than I thought it was. You know, it's really interesting when you put a lot of these things side by side, a lot of your assumptions do get challenged, huh? What the hell? Wait, it's not even that good? In my head, I thought of this thing as like gigantic. This thing is 8 frames at max range, and it's smaller than like Percival's. What? Huh? Yeah, this shit doesn't hit post-throw tech. It's not even that close. Holy shit, he's a fraud? Are you mixing it up with the kick? Well, the kick is obviously very good. Oh, the FAR L was also really good. I like walked around here talking about Lucilius is one of the best 5Ls in the game. This thing is fine. This is like Grimnir's FAR L, but it's not a low. What? Because again, like at the tipper ranges too, it's hitting it on frame 8. Huh? What? It's okay. The disjoints? I mean, yeah, it's like 5% bigger than average or something. I don't think, I mean, still not disjointed enough for it to matter, right? It's more disjointed than like Anila's, for sure. I feel like if you stick a button out here, it's not like you're going to... Like, Lucilius is still like, the odds of this disjoint mattering feel unlikely to me compared to the size of the rest of the hurt box that is extended. But it's there, that's true. That is something. That could put it up here in role player, right? But it's like, it's fine, actually. Turns out it's like, okay. This is why we challenge our presumptions, man. This is why we challenge our preconditions of actually testing. Because it's like, it's fine. Like, even, it's slower than almost every other... Honestly, guys, it has to go down here. Because, like, yes, this joint, sure. It's slower than literally every other one of these FAR Ls, the ranges that it doesn't even outrange per... You might need to move up a little bit. But dude, it's, like, slower than Percival's FAR L and smaller. I don't think this joint makes up for that. That's so weird. Again, I would have gone in here, like, if I just on preconceived notions of what I think Lucilius's buttons look like, I would have told you this shit was like here. It's just not. How strange. It's just not that big. It's like triple check it. Yeah. No, it's again, that's the normal. We're in her face. It's not like the max range throw tech or something. And it's not even particularly close to hitting her here. It's kind of close. Is it gonna whiff on crouching though? No, it won't. So that's good, right? Yeah, right. The whole hitbox there is like it's all lower than the crouching hitbox, but I guess with his FAR M rather than his FAR. I mean, his FAR M's good for sure. I thought his FAR. I would also go. It's not just the FAR M. I would also go around talking about how good Lucy's FAR L is, and it's like fine. It's good. It's probably better than Uno's, but like, it's good. It is just worse than Percy's in almost every way though. How curious. Percy's probably better than the Waynes, I will say. Okay, 2B. 2Biathan. 2Biathan. Now, is this cheating? Yes. Is it kind of unfair that because technically all of 2B's moves have this property? This move is whiff cancelable. I don't know what to do about that. I feel like it's kind of weird because it's just one of those things where 2B is not playing the same game that we're playing, right? This is like all the other 5Ls that we talk. It's got decent range to it too. Like it definitely doesn't have like the Lancelot problem or anything like that, right? It's got decent recovery, maybe a little high, but like it's got decent recovery. If you like meaty on the last active frame of this, you can maybe block up EC or something. But it's also just a whiff cancelable button. And I feel like yes, all of 2B's buttons are whiff cancelable, but so is this one. And I feel like I gotta have to rank it on that. And the fact that like imagine you hit like one of your FAR Ls, you could just go into auto combo from anywhere on the screen. It feels pretty good. That feels pretty fucking good to a guy like me. He just literally breaks the rules of every other FAR L in the game, right? Like none of the other ones in the game do this.
Get grabbed.
I don't. It literally is like different. It's just built different. It like is not playing by the same rules as every other FAR L in the game. Mr. Victi. Victi? Mr. Victi? Mr. Victilirium? Thank you for the follow. The button is not really that remarkable outside of that. It's like a good far L, right? It's a little bit worse. I feel like our biggest fender is far H. We are not talking about heavies though, so. New tier for Fairy 2B? No. It has to be unbroken to play by different rules? Exactly, right? Like, it's not that special as a 5L otherwise. Like, it will be a little worse. Like, it would be a little worse than Kagura and Narmaya's 5L, right? Because the recovery on it's a little bit worse. I think the range is a little better. It's like comparable to Kagura and Narmaya's 5L. Like, it would be great even without that. But then you include the fact that it's whiff cancelable. And I feel like it just has to, like, that's a huge, we talk about special properties. It's about as special as a property can get. So, yeah, right? Any character in the game would love to replace their far L with a far L they can whiff cancel into auto combo at any point, yeah? Vayne. Vaynathan. Pretty bog standard one, if I remember correctly, on Vaynathan here. Oh, I mean, interesting bit is, again, this the furthest extension of this hits crouch, right? So that's nice. So that is nice. But, I mean, otherwise, totally average range. Pretty average hitbox as well. Like, it extends out. It's not particularly disjointed. Normal active frames, normal recovery frames. It really doesn't do. I say normal. I mean, like, compared to Gran, essentially. Like, it's smaller than like every far L here. It's fine. It's Gran far L. It's another one that's just Gran far L. If I'm being real with you, it's just Gran far L. Right? It's Gran far L. Beatrix, I believe, has the exact same far L as Zeta. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's get Zeta out here. I think they are, again, this is literally one of those ones like how Nier and Gran have literally the exact same far L. I do believe that Beatrix and Zeta have literally the exact same far L. Gran far L below Scapinas? Based. Wait, I might move it up for that. If I record her doing hers. There you go. And I do mine. Fuck. Hold on. White woman solidarity? Wait. Huh? Oh. Oh, it's slightly different. What? Am I crazy? No, I'm just bad at identifying symmetry. No, it is this exact same. It's literally the exact same. Gotcha. Yeah. No, it's literally the exact same. Yeah, if we want to talk about hurtbox extensions too, this one certainly does do that, right? Yeah, right. The range on it is, again, slightly better than Gran far L, but it is like the most prone to whiffing on crouchers you could fucking imagine. It's got a slightly better range, way worse problems with crouchers, normal active frames, normal recovery frames. If you want to talk about hurtbox extension, it's doing that too, certainly, right? Not really even that much of a disjoint on that, like once the active frames are fully out there. Oh, Beatrix holds her, look at that, not exactly the same animation. Beatrix holds her leg out for longer, but pulls it in faster than Zeta. That's curious. That's a nice little, of the wind effect on her kick, yeah, that's a nice little bit of personality there. Like, Zeta's a little cleaner, right? Zeta's kick is a little bit better of just like chamber, kick, rechamber. Like, Beatrix holds it out for longer and then just snaps it in a little bit more. That's fun. It is the same move though, and it's not very good. These are the more I compare these to like almost every other far L in the game. Maybe Zoe's is worse, but the more that I compare, they're just like a slightly worse version of Gran's far L in my opinion. If I had a nickel for every time this thing whiffed on a crouch, I'd be able to buy side games and nerf Matera. Yeah. Turn one of them around so they can scissor each other. You can figure that one out on your own, brother. Rule 34 exists. Versuja. Anyway, so this is the best one of these that isn't 2B. For a couple of reasons that we have to talk about. One. It is, you know, we talk about range. This thing has pretty solid range. Now, this used to be, by the way, a medium. In which case it would have immediately gone to broken, right? This was like, before this got nerfed, this was like here easily. It was a medium for some reason. Now it's probably just a little better than Kagura and Narmaya, right? And why? Because this, keep in mind, has a couple disadvantages over Kagura and Arm. Namely, speed. This is always 7 frames, right? Whereas Kagura's is 5 up close and 6 far away. This is always 7. Now, to make up for that, I believe, let me just double check. I believe it's a little bigger. I think it is a little bigger than Narmaya's in Kagura. Yeah, actually notably bigger, I will say. Let's not be too, yeah. That is like pretty noticeably bigger. Like that's, yeah. It's like noticeably bigger than Nar's, right? And again, this means that the fact that you get auto combo from this anywhere is really, really nice, right? So that's very strong, for sure. On top of that, this has, I believe, a privilege that the other 5Ls don't. I know that Lancelot doesn't have this privilege, which is like double and shitifies his 5L, but I believe that Narmaya doesn't have this either. Basically, do you see the recovery on these guys right here? It says 7 frames of recovery. In reality, all close Ls, I can tell you this for a fact, except Willness, for some reason. All close Ls, except for Willness, have 1 extra sort of hidden recovery frame afterwards, where you can't block. You can do other things, but you can't block, right? This little magical hidden frame is what makes UDPs unsafe jabbable by most close Ls, right? This is where, let's talk about a little safe jab crash course real quick, just to make this make sense, right? UDP start up at 8 frames. If you would think if you meatied on the last active frame of Grand 5L, then you have to deal with 1 active frame and 6 recovery frames. 7 frames. You can block on frame 8. Grand can safe jab UDPs. No, he can't, because the frame info lies to you a little bit. Close Ls have this built-in thing where for, you go through 1 active frame, 6 recovery frames, and on frame 8, 1 plus 6 is 7, on frame 8, where you would think you could do anything, you can. You can hit another button, you can jump, you can do whatever. You can't block, right? Which means that you can't block on frame 8, you can block on frame 9, right? And then UDP hits you on frame 8, so you die. This rule applies to Lancelot 5L for some reason. So Lance 5L, the recovery on this is even worse than you think, by the way. It is not, I'm pretty sure, it's not 9 frames, it's 9 and a hidden 10th one. And I believe it applies to every other 5L as well. I think this applies to Narmaya. I think this applies to like both of her stances and all of that. I do know that it doesn't apply to Versuja for some reason. She just does, those 7 recovery frames are actually 7 recovery frames. Now, 1 active frame plus 7 recovery means that she cannot safe jab a UDP, right? That's still 8 total. She blocks on frame 9. But she does not have that extra frame of recovery. This is a little bit under the hood, but Versuja's 5L is just a little bit easier to safe jab things with than you might expect for something of this recovery, right? Pretty good for safe jabbing. Can safe jab 9 frame MDPs, which, I mean, Lance obviously can't. And I believe, like, Kagura Narm can? What's the recovery on Kagura Narm? 6, yeah. Kagura Narm can do it, but, like, Genji can't, I don't think. It doesn't apply to Fairy, Matera, 2B, Versuja, and Willness. Yeah. Like, Genji Narm has this extra frame. Myzisko is the person who, like, told me about this, so I'm glad to have them here. Yeah, like, Genji Narmaya couldn't do this. She can't safe jab medium DPs, but Versuja 5L can, for example. Kagura just gets the extra frame of recovery taken off anyway. So even though the rule applies to her, it ends up coming out in the wash, right? Point being, that Versuja's 5L is even a little bit better than its recovery might imply, yeah? So it's a bigger, slower version of Narmaya Genji 5L. They're interchangeable, probably. It's very good. Now, again, it used to be a medium, which put it immediately up there, obviously, but it's not anymore. It's not a medium clash level, so it's just really good, for sure. Probably Vasaragas is a little too high, I will say. Voss is a little too high up here. Yeah. Hello, daughter. Daughter. Vic daughter. This is, I believe, a Pharrell. I'm pretty sure this is Grand Pharrell. Hold on. It might be a little bigger. It might be a little bigger than Grand Pharrell. It only matters for Versuja Wellness because they have less recovery frames? Yeah. Yeah, I think it is a little bigger. Yeah. I think it's a little closer. It's bigger Grand Pharrell, everyone. Slightly bigger. I'm 9% sure I've rolled this thing. Oh, you can definitely, I mean, you can roll every Pharrell we've talked about so far except for fairies or Emeteras, right? Thanks to that fuck-ass animation that makes it impossible to read. Don't talk about my daughter like that. It's definitely not bad. Vikala is above average. No, I don't think so. This is, I mean, you know what else is like slightly bigger Grand Pharrell? Almost everything above it in this list. It's good. Am I missing something? Is this whole, it doesn't extend her hurt box below her argument either? Because, I mean, it's still kind of, like, there still is a big hurt box extension here that isn't the hitbox, right? Is this not just a Pharrell? This thing is mid. Is this not just Grand Pharrell, but 5% better? Maybe underpowered is the wrong term for it. Maybe it's like meh. right? Like maybe underpowered is probably not. I don't think these need buffs, but like maybe meh is a better way to describe. Like it is just this is Grand Pharrell but 5% better or something, right? Like right, like it's half the size of this one, half the size of this. It's like smaller than this one. It's smaller than this one. It's smaller than this one. Honestly, you can make an argument to move this guy down. The more that I think about it, right? It's less active frames and whiffs on crouchers more than this one. It's not bottom tier at least, yeah. Usually work. She has to have something that's good. Just give it to her. Spike Ball and Star are pretty good. Okay, Spike Ball and Star are pretty good. Sandalphon. Do you have the exact same Pharrell as Zeta? I am curious. As far, I mean, not animation, but as far as. Wait. White Woman Solidarity? I'm 1 frame later than her. No, Sandy's is, I think, a little better, right? Yeah, Sandy does not have a White Woman kick. It is different. Is that bigger? It definitely hits lower, though. Y'all talk about lesbian normals can, when y'all talk about white lesbian normals, can you mention Me Too? White lesbian and Sandy normals? Thanks. Sandy can be a white lesbian. Looks bigger then? I think it's just a slightly upgraded White Woman Pharrell, right? I think. Yeah. It'll still definitely do the whiffing on crouchers thing on the like furthest apex, right? Yeah. So it still definitely has the croucher problem, but like more of it hits crouchers too, right? Yeah, because the like most of the White Woman Pharrell's distance is on that final extension right there, right? Whereas Sandy's, I believe, his is a little closer. That's that secondary point that hits crouchers. So it's just an upgraded White Woman Pharrell. Yeah, he genuinely has White Woman Pharrell Premium, yeah. And it's got, better active frames and recovery frames. Okay. You know what? They made a White Woman Pharrell a role player, and we just gotta hold that. We gotta hold that. Yeah, that's a role player White Woman Pharrell. That's crazy, man. A white man came in and did the White Woman kick better than the white woman. That's gotta be cancelable. They might have to get rid of my goat. This is, by the way, this has turned out to be incredibly even. I've not done this on purpose, huh? The more I think about it, the more Siegfried Pharrell feels out of place here. I think I'm going to do this. I'm like, it doesn't feel better than Genji and Armaya to me. Turns out Yaoi's better than Yuri. Oh god. Sandy's a misogynist? For real. Galleon. This is another pretty fucking good one. Doesn't whiff on crouchers at all, is one thing. Active frames and recovery frames are nothing to write home about, right? Actually, not pretty fucking good. Another role player, probably. Yeah. Range is not exceptional on this, I will say. Right? How does this compare to, like, Kags? Because Kags is the other one that, like, never whiffs on croucher. I think it's a little smaller than Kags. I believe this is a little smaller than Cagliostros. Is it? I think it's a little smaller than Kags, I think, right? Yeah. Ever so slightly. Because Kags is barely peaking. Oh no, it's barely not touching this like extended, like this sort of downward part of it. And she's a little further behind that. They're even. I think Kags might be like a couple pixels bigger, but yeah. Her hurt box seems pretty big. I mean, Kag is also extending like one straight out here, right? Though there's definitely a little bit more of a disjoint on Cagliostros. Yeah, this is just a slightly worse version of Kag's. Though there's a pretty big hurt box extension below her there. Yeah. It's a little smaller. Notably, by the way, if Kag was not standing, we can get a better comparison here. Right? Again, still it's like noticeably bigger than like a Grand Pharrell, but it's not really reaching Kag, and it's not that close either. It is nice this will never whiff on crouchers for what it's worth, right? Yeah, it's like a slightly worse version of Kag's. It's like here, all right? Nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home, but it does have like qualities, basically like mostly range and the inability to whiff on crouchers over all of these guys, right? I break a sheep. I don't know what Wilness Pharrell looks like in a vacuum. I do not know what Wilness Pharrell looks like in a vacuum. Role player tier, yeah. Sometimes you need a role player, man. Oh shit, this one also never whiffs on crouchers, huh? Now, notably, 7 frame startup, 11 frames of recovery, right? So that is pretty grody and nasty. So that's gonna hurt him. That's gonna, or 11 frames of recovery rather. Like we're gonna hold that against him. It is pretty decently big, right? Just barely not reaching post throw tech right there. This is essentially a worse version of, and honestly on a taller character that might hit. I think this is also a level 2 normal. Is it? I did not know that if it is. This might actually hit a taller character if I grab Percy. Maybe not though. It might still be barely not there. No, it's still barely not. No, yeah. It's like damn near there, but it's like this is the same size as Uno's. Uno's was the one that was also this big. This is not a level 2 normal, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, no. So this is basically just a slightly worse version of Uno's, and Uno's is barely a role player. Really the only thing that makes this worse than it's at least attack level 2 with the 19 frames on hit. That's valid. It does come out to the same amount of plus frames on hit. Oh no, it's more plus on counter hit. Okay, wait, that's something. It's the same plus. It's the same amount of plus frames on hit and on block, but it is more plus on counter hit than your average Pharrell, right? 9 frames lets him do that. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's got that over Uno. Uno Pharrell, the only normal doesn't make me hate my life. Yeah, I think it's comparable then. It's slower, but it's way better on counter hit than Uno's. Uno's is +7, that one's +9, right? So it gets you significantly better conversions. Willis cannot have a mediocre button to save his life. This is his most mediocre button, probably. For future reference, you can put the game into frame by frame, then hold down the play recording button and this button you want to press, and it comes out same frame. I feel like I've tried that, and maybe you're right. I feel like before when I've tried to, yeah, if I hit play recording while the game is frame by frame, it doesn't work. I don't think so. No. Well, meh being meh tier. People tell me Meg has like the best Pharrell in the game, but I don't. It looked pretty fucking normal to me when I tried it. Let me see. I mean, it's not gonna whiff on crouchers. It's not gonna whiff on crouchers. It does not seem very big. Seems. Yeah, it seems okay. Her 2L is stupid though. That one I also didn't get because it looked exactly the same as like almost every other 2L. Right? It's grand Pharrell for sure. Right? It's fine. It's not bad. It's grand Pharrell. It's a little bigger than grand Pharrell, I will say. I think it might be a little bigger than grand Pharrell. Yeah. It's worse than Grand's? Is it? Am I crazy? Hold up. Let me bring out Granule. Remember Crystal saying that? Wait, actually? How's Grand moving? Can I find like a range where Grand Pharrell is like barely whiffing? It's bigger than Grand's, so that's something. I feel like that's not correct. People say a lot of things about buttons. It's like here he's whiffing and here she hits him. Yeah, it's bigger than Grand's. I don't think Grand's whiffs on crouchers very much, though it can. Hers will never. Oh no, Grand's won't either. Yeah. It's just slightly bigger Grand Pharrell, right? Very slightly, but it is slightly bigger Grand Pharrell. It's better than Grand Pharrell, but meh. Might have a meh Pharrell. Hold down the play button and go 1 frame forward. Oh, and then... Hold up. So you're saying... It's like if I have Grand recorded to, like, do that. I think I might have been lied to. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Look at this. This ended up being... I did not mean for this to be quite so evenly spread out, but it really did, huh? Yeah, the shit did just, like, work out pretty perfectly, no? There's, like, a few more that are meh, mostly because there's White Woman Pharrell copies and Grand Pharrell copies, but, like, Lance has the worst 5L in the game, unsurprisingly. And there's almost the exact same number of meh role player and grade Pharrells. Who would have thought? You think you want to do any final movements, like maybe move Cat up? No. Again, Catalina has the best Pharrell that is like a normal Pharrell, I think. Right? The best Pharrell that is like, quote unquote, playing by the rules of Granblue. Right? Fairy's Pharrell is probably the best in the game for sure. Matera's is, you could argue Matera's is actually the best one that's like a normal Pharrell. Right? It's just a big low Pharrell. I think Versuja Pharrell is better than UL. If you want to move her 1 step up, you can. It's not really that big of a difference. But yeah, like this one, maybe this one you could argue is the best one that's like quote unquote normal. It's just a big low hitting Pharrell with lots of active frames. But yeah, like this one is whiff cancelable, and this one is bigger than every other button in the game that isn't another fairy button, right? So I don't think Cat is really going to be competing with either of these 3, but hers is really good for sure, right? Hers is very, very good. I think this looks about right to me. I mean, anyone on the margins who I think needs to go down or up or something, if you wanted to do this, I wouldn't be, like, super mad at you. But I really fucking don't like Genji 5L, so I'm going to keep it down here as kind of the gatekeeper out of meh. Does 2B even count in this? Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? I have to put her somewhere. She has I have other 5Ls on here, right? We have Versuja, we have Narm, we have Lance, who's the worst in the fucking game. Like, I have to put her on here somewhere. Eula's probably too high? I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I think she has basically everything you want out of a Pharrell, except the range is not very impressive, but I'm surprised the standing lows aren't higher in their own tier. See, the duality of man, Eula probably too high. I'm surprised the standing lows aren't in their own tier. You know what? If that's not a perfect way to wrap this up, I don't know what is, man. The standing lows are very good, though, right? There's no standing low that is not at least great. In order, I would say Sora's probably has the worst one, followed by Grim, followed by UL. But yeah, they're very, very fucking strong, for sure. I think I'm happy with this. Lance, Alone, and LMAO tier. Zoe, the worst of the regular ones that aren't Lance. Cat, the best of, like, the mortals. And then, yeah, there's 3 Pharrells that break the rules. Cancelable into itself. Not even, like, linking, like, cancelable into itself, right? Whiff cancelable and just Fairy Pharrell, which, even after the nerf, is probably still just the best Pharrell in the game. I think it's really hard to argue that. Yeah, really hard to argue against that one, really. I was going to say it's hard to argue that any character wouldn't want this instead of their Pharrell. This will have defensive repercussions, but yeah. This is a fun stream, ranked a bunch of buttons, got to do science. We'll play like 30 minutes of Avatar, maybe. Let's play like a little bit of Avatar to finish it off, since we did do this faster than I expected. Oh yeah, we also just discovered a new thing about throw text, but... yeah. What a time to be alive. Nerf Fairy again. I was wrong, turns out. Nerf her again. Nerf Fairy again. Everything is computer, man. Everything is fucking computer. All right, let's play like a little bit of Avatar. See if we can, what? Huh? That shit was fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of room to do that, because honestly, I learned a lot too. Biggest surprises here? In my head, the White Woman Pharrells are great. Like Tuesday, that's true actually, yeah. When I think of a White Woman Pharrell, I go, oh, that's a good Pharrell. No, turns out they suck, right? Lucilius Pharrell is way worse than I would have expected. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of surprises there for sure. Like once you actually like look at every Pharrell like back to back, it really shows off how like some things might just be assumptions. One guy says something, everyone like runs with it, and it becomes the zeitgeist, and it's like, wait a second, this is not backed by evidence at all. Lucy Pharrell is just like okay. It's not even good. Pretty wild, man. Pretty fucking wild. I think if we do this for the other buttons, which probably not like every day or anything like that. I enjoy videos like these. Thanks again. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna do this for like every. When we do this for other buttons, I think it would be interesting to do like a FARM, 2M, etc. It's certainly a content farm too, which a guy like me definitely appreciates. I think I do want to look at hurt boxes a little bit more, because I think I wasn't giving quite enough thought to that. I really don't think it varies tremendously, but it probably will for other buttons, right? Especially like far H's, for example. One of the best things about Beatrix's far H compared to a lot of other characters is it doesn't extend out a big hurt box in front of her before it goes, right? One of the best things about like Galleon far H is how quickly the hurt box retracts, right? So like I think it is going to matter a lot more on the buttons that aren't far L, so we're going to want to take a very close look. If you do far M, I wouldn't be surprised if Beatrix is near the bottom of the list. Yeah, probably. Yeah, her far M is certainly not the greatest button in the world. B far L is very carried by her 6XL. Yeah, her 6XL tier list would be weird, because I mean we would just be Galleon far H is 0 on block. Oh, I mean, when we do the far H tier list, don't you worry. Don't you worry, Galleon far H will be very, very high up there. There will be a broken tier and Galleons will be in it. Oh wait, let's unfuck the audio. I will be there. Empty your gift box out, Mr. Streamer, please. Let's unfuck the sound real quick. I think I usually have music on 60 and voice on 100. And then everything else at 50. Putting my queen on the throne she deserves. Yes, now we're talking. Let's play some Sadomasochist. I thought he had one of the best ones, but Cat has 6 active frames for some reason. Yep. There's not going... Oh, if we do this, by the way, expect Catalina is going to be either in the highest tier or the second highest tier on every single one of these, except for her 2L, which is still a low, so it'll be like a role player, right? It's still a low, but man, is it small. Her 2L is really tiny, but it's still a low hitting 2L, so it could be worse. That's one of the most important things for a 2L, I think. Is it a low or not? There's only one non-low hitting 2L that I can think of that is still really good. And it's because it's 5 frame startup. Avatar Belial. There are non-lowing 2Ls, yep. Like Ladivas, like Vasaragas, like Niers is a mid? No. Belial, yeah, Belial, but Belial's is 5 frame. Belial's is 5 frame, which is obviously ridiculous, right? Niers is a mid? That's so sad, man. Galleon, Ladiva, Voss, Belial, Nier? Oh, yeah, Galleons as well. Yes, okay, yeah. It's like not having a low hitting 2L certainly sucks. They're identical buttons, but with worse range and frames on 2L. That is so sad. There's a 7 frame that hits low, though. Most of these characters have a decent low hitting 2M to make up for it, right? Galleon has a 7 frame. I think 7 frame. It's got lots of active frames on it for sure, though. Ladiva has a pretty good 2M, though it's slow. Well, it's slow. It's 8 frames. Vasaraga is a little bit. He's a slow. He's a big boy, right? 8 frame? Oh, is Galleon 8? I guess that makes actually that makes sense because Galleon has like fucking 6 active frames on it. It probably shouldn't be 7. Because if it was 7 frames, had that many active frames, and was a low, it would just be like damn near a better version of Catalina 2M. And God knows we don't need that. 8 frames but 6 active? Yeah, that's valid. That's probably a very good idea by them. Parrish, K-Tang. Does K-Tang not know about the Infinite? Someone tell my mans. Oh. Oh, God. I'm so dead. SSBA is removing 2 crystals makes Delta Clock stupid. It's the best comeback mechanic in the game. Oh, yeah. And... Oh, valid. Nice punish. That's that good shit, for sure.
You're such a flirt.
You're such a flirt.
You like that? Oh, please.
My turn.
Loser. Lose clumsy me.
Okay.
Nice what?
Not a big fan of that. Not gonna lie.
One more. Here's your toys.
1, 2, 3. I fucked this up horribly, but it still works. K-Tang is the greatest of all time. It's true. It's true. I am going to command grab you at round start. Haha! Sometimes you're just the world's greatest, and your opponent has to hold that.
You're good. It's about to get blood. Here I come. Clumsy. You like that? Let's move. Get down.
Hold that. Bonk, bonk, bonk. I think this is all you can do now. You don't get the Raging Strike. How do you beat able command grab? Do you just jump, preemptively swing, or pray? Reaction, jump, or backdash? Yeah, backdash usually better.
Pace yourself. You're done. Fire. Here I come.
Oh, it's not a true block string! Okay, but it's not also, it's not full cinematic, so we're chilling. Relatively. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You also get to 1,000 crystals, right? Yeah. And if we can punch up on K-Tang a little bit here, then we will be significantly closer to that goal. Kevin Tang built different, it's true. I used to call him Katang because I thought his name was an automatopoeia. I did not realize that it was like his initials, basically.
You like that? Right. Out of my sight.
So I thought it was like the initials of like I thought it was an automatopoeia for like Narmaya's sword beating your ass, you know? Katang. Like me when I get bonked by like the blunt part of a sword. The more I think about it, I'm like, I guess it doesn't really make sense. Why would a sword go Katang? Like maybe like a like a hammer or like a misshapen piece of metal. The good news is beating the GM like even one game, losing the sets 2-1, we still like gain gems. You know, like already I'm taking my dub and leaving, running away. Would hitting your bones make a Katang? I guess if you have like really fucked up like strong bones. I am a grappler player, and you will treat me as such.
Someone needs to be punished.
If you have a hip replacement, actually, that's true. It goes ka-tang. Oh no, I thought I could anti-air that and post backdash. I could have DP'd. Maybe, actually, they might have landed in time to block, but it would have at least been something to try.
Farewell.
Though if I was wrong, I would have died instead of just being in a bad position like I am currently. Oh, right, it's a safe jump. Right, yeah, right. Characters get safe jumps after their suit. Listen, it's 1,000 hours of Ladiva muscle memory, okay? I always forget the characters get safe jumps after their... Yeah, don't talk to me.
Let me hear you. Take that. You ready for this?
Bonk, bonk, bonk. The GOAT K-Tang? Yeah.
Oh, please.
Every now and then, I have this thought. I'm like, does K-Tang still play Granblue? And then I look at him and he's got 14,000 fucking million gems. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yes. K-Tang still plays Granblue, gotcha. I don't know why in my head I feel like I have him marked off as someone who like doesn't play as much anymore, but he never left.
Get back here. Be free.
That's fair. I did do that. It's the second time I've done that, but yeah. Lack of object permanence? Yeah. I've run into horrible people today. Hungry hippos? I've lost my GM. Doesn't that mean they're not horrible? Doesn't that mean they're like good and you're horrible?
Nice job.
Oh, I really tried to stutter step him on that. A little delay. A little stank on the H, but he was not buying it. That's valid.
Forgive me.
Oh, bro's not biting!
Today.
Yeah. Good at the game, bad at people. But your only evidence that they're bad people is that they killed you. I don't think that was your turn, actually. I think I might have fucked that up horribly. I tried to match medium, and I think I fat-fingered Raging Strike there. That's all the evidence we need? I guess so. Anyone who beats me at the game is probably a degenerate sack of shit who must be exterminated immediately. Usually people who kill other people are not good people. That depends. Like, hypothetically, of course. Hypothetically, in like a hypothetical world. Like, what if someone just did it? What do you mean it depends? Like, what if someone just did it? Like, hypothetically. Like, what if someone, you know what I mean?
I've had enough.
What if someone, like, just did it?
Time for the climax.
Hypothetically. So I feel like it depends.
Sweet dreams.
It's like a bit, yeah. Like, it'd be so funny. Like, everyone would like laugh, and it'll be such like a good time, right? Like, if hypothetically, like, someone just did it, like, it would be such like a good time. It'll be so funny. So, like, I feel like it depends.
Here begins fate's
It's fucking Niantic, so true. Get me the fuck out of this queue. Where are my GMs? Well, we literally just fought K-Tang, but I need more GMs, man.
Believe in victory.
This gap? That's true, actually. Tie hole. You know what? I didn't have my eyes on my foe. That's my bad, big dog.
Again. Here like that. You are out of my sight.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Abel still got those fucking conversions, man. Don't get it twisted. Oh, this guy's in the infinite, he doesn't know it? Nowhere to run. It's true, I do have nowhere to run, man. Oh, yeah, you can't do that anymore. This guy thought he still got 2U into Orkin. Siegfried Boomer? You put some English on that shit, it was actually plus. Oh, I tried the 2MU! No! It's too I lost staring context. Abel would be so insane if he didn't actively kill himself. I mean, that's true. Did you see the fucking damage he got off some random fucking fuck-ass conversion in the mid-screen? Unfortunately for Abel, he does actively kill him. Oh! You're supposed to get far H! You're cheating! Oh. Shimmy Neutron? You say? That's, yeah, Siegfried DP is a real big problem for Flight. Because he just hits Flight all the time. No questions asked. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oh, I have a 5 frame to I can punish that, I promise. I mean, I did get memed. I somehow didn't react in time to punish that. Bonk, bonk, bonk. This. 1, 2, this. 1, 2. That! And it's better to do this than SSBA, I think, because this gets full cinematic. That's a new combo! Yeah, he couldn't do that last patch. He could not do that last patch. No, he could go into SSBA in a different way, but that is still that's a fancy looking, oh, Siegfried 668, I'm terrified. It's a fancy, smanchy looking combo. Maybe those patches were good, actually. I mean, Abel did get buffed on the whole, I would say. Maybe not his fun, but the character is, oh no, I'm so dead. I'm gonna get my Dragonstock Siegfried as Abel, counter hit close H. I didn't deserve this. Okay, he got too excited. He came all over himself. We can work with this. We can work with this. Time to guess for game, bozo. Oh no! You guessed correctly. I hate the part where you guess correctly for game. I'm the fucking bozo. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Oh, nice. I do have the OS, and he killed me for it. That's on me, man. I'm the bozo. Guard against this. Wake up close H. Is that legal? Is he allowed to do that? You know, that's fair. That's valid. That's fair. That's a highly fucking valid and real of you, man. That's my bad. This fella, I had to be frame trapping this individual. No safe jabs for me. I don't know how to time it off that yet. Bonk. Whoa! I can't get him to block. It's impossible. Brave counterbaited me. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're just not dead is the problem. I already used the stomp. I can't do it again. Okay, it's fine. The command grab, the fear of the command grab puts it in his heart. Wake up math close H is diabolical. You know, the risk reward. He figured. He figured it could work. I was doing a lot of shimmies, and he was right. Oh wow, I tried to run up and close H him. I put too much delay on it. That's crazy. No, man! Okay. On jaw. Got his ass. Oh, I tried to match close H a little faster that time. He still was not having it. You will respect me if it's the last thing I fucking do. I'm dead, I think. Yes! 14,000 health. That's tough. Still, less insane than the guy delay teching with Verdrungen. Yeah. Yo, dash up into taunt cancel? Oh, it's so much easier to oh, no, I was gonna say it's so much easier to taunt out of a dash. I think it is, actually. I don't know why. I'll kill you. Why is Asto back on Siegfried? Wait, is that Asto? Knowingly using you, Verdrungen? My goat? When you find out your goat washed? Yes? John DNF Duel, hello there. What bracket is tonight? It's the Plasma one, yeah? The Dreamland replacement? While Kirbio is Kirbioing. It's John DNF Duel? It is, man. It fucking is. Plasma's DDD Tour? Yeah, that's what it's called. That doesn't work, huh? Horrible news for a guy like me. He knows about the infinite. This is horrible news also. Interesting. Oh, wow, he recovered in time. Oh, wow, I didn't recover in time. Oh, wow, I didn't recover in time. Yep. There you go. You know how many times I've told myself to roll Karma for a free close H punish and just not done it? I'm glad I was finally able to follow my own advice right there. That is the easiest way to blow up Karma, is reaction roll, if you're close enough. If you're too far away, jump and hit him. If you're like in the mid-range, you roll, you get like a 6-6-H, honestly, if you're quick enough. But DNF Duel fell off so quick, you know? I think that's problems for sure. Okay, for this new PC so I can join brackets. I could join some more brackets, man. I like joining brackets. Just always, it's just so scheduled, and I'm such a fucking Chungus idiot. I have a hard time, you know, making sure I'm always good and ready for when the schedule is out. I'm just a little too stupid and Chungus. You ever mess around with DNF Brick? No, I watched gameplay of it and went, I don't think I'm in. Oh my god. And went, I don't think I'm interested in this. Oh, that's my bad. I did mash on wake up. Baited?
One strike one. Right.
I cannot believe I didn't punish that in time. That's heartbreaking news for a guy like me. Doing the crouching combo is unfortunately just like worse damage, I think, than saving the stomp so that we can do this. Dude, that's so fun. I love being plus 127. Just play Mortal Kombat X, man. Brick Tournament Arc 1. We got a couple of small ones. To this day, my best TNS performance is still Vasaraga, weirdly. Got to like 9th or some shit like that, I think.
I'm sure your many subjects. Battle one.
Every loss I've taken for the past 2 hours has been voided. I love GMs. There you go. See? All I have to do is get that one dub, and it's all worth it. Holy shit, that recovers fast. I mean, I got my Raging Strike baited, so I was always gonna be dead, but that's funny. Bonk, 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 bonk. Like, you know, I guess we both did it. This is out of range. Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, he pushed me, and then I was like, immediately, I was like, it's just not that big guy. I meant to super! This is like the worst case. Nice. Because now I didn't have like SSBA for the 50-50. Bub's DP isn't air unblockable. EX one is, I think. I think most MDPs, only like the first frame of them is air unblockable or something. Not just Bubs. Wings. Bubs, when you ask him what he wants for dinner. Wings. And it's a little cat face, like cat smiley face. Bonk. Yeah, that's better carry, I think, if you're just gonna use one of the specials. I think it's a little less damage, though, for what that's worth. Feels good. Out. That one didn't bait me that time. Oh god, right? His 2H is that big. Yeah, his dick is that large. I'm not dead, I don't think. Oh, I am, because I'm able. So I am. Oh, that's tough. All MDPs are air blockable? I thought the first frame of them wasn't. Are you sure? Doo-doo. I could have sworn I'd seen some shit like that. That was the correct answer he did. He just did it a little too slow. Heartbreaking, you were Avatar Belial and you got hit? Yeah. Heartbreaking news. Oh! Okay. Nice low. Me being dead says the first frame is air blockable. My being dead. Have you maybe chalked up your being... Oh, he DP'd that stuff. Have you chalked up your being dead to a skill issue, possibly? They have air unblockable frames? Yeah, see, it was a skill issue. You try being bad or good instead of bad? Oh, we have to roll that. I was trying to avoid spot dodges. Or I was trying to avoid chip by spot dodging, but that one you don't gotta roll. Rising something is true. I got my GM back. Nice. That's what you do into Unisonic as well. I always forget when I play a character with a meterless DP that I have one, and then it makes a lot of these like neutral skip moves a lot more dealable.
Let me hear you. So slow.
All that stuff.
Do something.
Do something. When I'm in a being useless competition and my opponent is Avatar Belial HDP. Am I right, fellow Avatar players? Oh, that's the wrong packed follow-up. Oh, that's the wrong packed follow-up to catch that shit, man. Am I dead because I'm Avatar? No, thank God. But I'm still not doing too well for myself right now. Yeah, that's fair. I did the wrong... when you do the laser like that and they jump fearing the command grab, you can hit them with the 5U packed follow-up, the kick. It'll air unblockable them, get you a full combo, all the good shit, but it's the first time I tried to do that to someone on Avatar since I started playing him again. And bad things happens to me as a result. Whoa! Holy conversions, Batman. He's still jumping. I didn't punish him for it last time, I guess. There you go. I mean, that time he didn't even block, but it's still a valid conclusion. Do 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 do.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah, it's super punishable though. You gotta be careful about that. I'm coming.
Well, this is getting hot.
I tried to chase that exact backdash. Fuck. I tried to hold the 6XL a little longer because he's been backdashing in neutral all the time. So I thought that if I held it a little longer, I would catch it. I did not hold it long enough. Did not hold it long enough. GG's? Oh, GG's, man. The stream hella delayed for anyone else right now. Burger, you don't have a router. Like you have to forgive yourself. The accident was years ago. You literally don't have a fucking internet connection. When will you admit it? When will you realize? Do 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 do. My streams are fine. Brick just lost to a Bubs is what's happening. That's true. Have you had more fun on currents, Able, or old? They feel, personally, for a guy like me, the things that I found fun about Able are still there. But 668 is less of a part of my game plan. Which is, I guess, something that probably you could view as negative, but I haven't noticed it too much. The stomp shit is pretty fun. And like the new mid-screen combo with super too. I feel like those have just about like filled the hole that 668 left behind. Oh yeah. Have you gotten Eustace to 1,000 or not yet? Yeah. That was like a month ago, I think. Shameful. 1, 2, 3. I mean, that still works, and that's still fun. That's still stupid. You do a little bit less damage off of that now, I will say though. Only a little bit though. I think it's like 500 or 600. Because the packed follow-up does way more, but then you get one. You don't get Raging Strike basically.
I'm far from finished.
Doo-doo.
Let me hear you. I'm watching.
Those videos are from a month ago. The backlog is large. Out. The backlog is very large. Their video's older than that. That it's like I don't think I'm just gonna put up. I think it's gonna remain stream stuff. Let me feel the power. It could rip me to shreds. Bonk.
Someone needs to be punished.
They were fairly recent? Yeah. I think there's a Eustace video that went up today, but it is from like, I'm pretty sure it's from like early October. And I've forgotten the memories fade. Yeah, just beat Niantic. Thoughts? The motherfucker that made Pokemon? Or something? Bonk. What if? Exactly. You just gotta believe in yourself.
It's about to get bloody.
I believe in myself. Maybe too much. It's my biggest strength and my biggest weakness, arguably. Oh! That's valid. Just lick in? Exactly, man. Some people just don't realize that's an option, I guess. Do you know about the infinite? I mean, that works. It's not the traditional answer, but it does work in this case. Time to guess for game! Actually, I think he's alive. He's got 17k. Yeah. Still waiting for the Granblue crossover in Pokemon TBH? Yeah, bring Emma and her fat ass over to Granblue. Thoughts? I could have punished it with 2L. I keep forgetting I have a 5-frame 2L. I have a 5-frame 2L. He was fucking dead there. I can punish that. I can fucking punish that. Yes? That's what I'm saying. Finally, something good that came out of Pokemon. Bonk, bonk. Let's play. 1, 2, 3. This. Begging me to stop. Beg me to stop, Siegfried! Bonk, bonk. Or put Emma in Granblue, that works too. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Do those days I've forgotten. Yeah, still haven't put up the OST tier list. I gotta edit that and put that shit up at some point. Oh god. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Current plan is to dedicate a lot more of my daily time to actually editing those, like, you know, more involved videos. I think it should be a good time. Like a book. Okay. No! Oh, I'm alive. Oh my god! I didn't even, like, mean to jump, but it won me the game. Outplayed, obviously. Obviously, I'm just better, and I'm not just incredibly lucky and bad. I think if Abel healed HP after landing one of his supers would be a semi-healthy change. Oh, that's a... it would be interesting. Landing one of his supers is not the hardest thing in the world, but this motherfucker does build meter for sure. It depends on the heal, right? Because, like, obviously you could either make it useless or broken, but I wonder if there's, like... I wonder if there is a middle ground where it's actually decent. I mean, Abel's not very good right now. If landing an SSBA healed him, like, 1,000 health, would that be, like, ridiculous? Maybe he heals 1/3 of what he spent? I don't know about all that. Like, if Abel healed, like, 1,000 health when he did a super, would it be, like, insane? Like, maybe, but also maybe not. If he dies to one combo at that point anyway? Exactly, right? Abel is the kind of character who can definitely... He builds enough meter that he can definitely get, like, 2 supers a round, though, right? Though the second one is usually ending the round. So, he probably is, in general, going to only benefit... He's going to get, like, 1,000 extra health from that change. I mean, that's a big buff, though, to Abel. But, like, I think you could maybe give that to him. And it's still, like, conditional healing. A lot of Siegs today, yeah.
It's about to get bloody.
Oh, that doesn't punish! This is horrible news. Yeah, Siegfried DP is a really big problem for Abel and Flight in general. I'm the world's greatest. Nice. Monk still got it? What the fuck, man? Is he dead? We had a separate super that healed them but did way less damage, so you have to pick. Kind of like Elena? Maybe. I feel like then it just wouldn't be bad, though. Then it just wouldn't do anything. You know what I mean? You just wouldn't, probably. If you did that, it probably would have to heal more to make it worth it. That's not the one I meant to do. I meant to do the stomp, for sure. Nice. Bon. Do you rather spend 100 meter on winning the game rather than losing slightly later? I mean, the health is still valuable, certainly. But I think, yeah, I don't think it's the most useful thing. Eyes on me. Bonk, bonk, bonk. This. Beg me to stop. What a fucking weirdo, man. How liking Abel? This character is still one of the most fun in the entire game. Listen, I'm not like a day one Abler, nothing like that, right? So I'm not gonna pretend, I'm not gonna come out here and try to like invalidate everything the day one Abel mains were saying of like, oh, he's so much less fun now, whatever. To me, this character was always like right outside of the echelon of like my favorite characters in the game, and it feels like he still is. When I got him to Master right after he got buffed in the Versucha patch, it felt like that, and right now it still feels like that. The only characters more fun than this guy are like Ladiva, Wilness, Vasaraga, Soras, and Vayne, probably. With like Ladiva, Wilness obviously kind of being in their own tier, and then like Voss, Soras, Vayne, all just being like exactly my kind of character in terms of a lot of their playstyle anyway. Beg me to stop. A lot of people got lifesteal when he got below 30% or SSBA rate. That would be ridiculously broken. Yeah, no, that one is like impossible to make not ridiculous unless you make it totally useless. Like he heals 2 HP per hit or something. Unless you maybe capped the healing. Uh-oh. Like they did with Soras? If you capped it at 30%? But even then, again, then it's like, I guess if you capped it to 30 like they did with Soras install healing, that could be an interesting idea. Oh my god. I didn't fucking kill him. Yup. He still has that, man. He still has the fucking, he still has the silly. He has the silly, stupid dummy that you can hit people with. This character's still fun, man. I don't mean to do Abel main Erasure, but this character still goes hard. He spot dodged? I've been doing nothing but command grabbing him, man. Wouldn't he just have lifesteal, then not have lifesteal, then have lifesteal again? Yeah. Well, I mean, if you basically he could only heal with the lifesteal up to a maximum of 30% HP. That would also be good because like Abel healing himself out of SSBA range would be like a nightmare scenario for him, right? Oh my god! He's the world's greatest. Hold up. Oh my god! Okay. Holy shit. And they tell you this character's not fun anymore. That's crazy. Holy fucking shit, man. Remember when Beast used to do chip? That's true. I would have died like twice there. Oh, I'm the world's greatest. I'm the world's greatest. I'm the world's fuck. You know what? Well, why don't we just go off on a high note, huh? It's not gonna get any better than that. SSBA if they heal too much. Yeah, so don't characters still keep their SSBA if they heal too much? I don't know. The only character who could feasibly do this is Vicala, but also Luane much more. Does Luane? That's actually a good point. I never thought about this. Can Luane heal himself out of SSBA range? I don't think so. Now that you mention it explicitly, I'm like, I don't think he can do that. But give praise for he has no equal. It's not gonna get any better than that, man. Let's do max HP like 50. HP recovery, none. Super Skybound are default, right? Luane can? Does he heal, when he heals too much, does he leave SSBA though? Abel beats on me a little bit there, right? And then, how about an SBA gauge boost small? Oh wow, yeah. It literally heals him out of SSBA range. That is funny. What do you know? Yeah, so this will be horror, like, you'd have to cap, if you wanted to give Abel the lifesteal, you'd like have to cap it at 30%, unironically, because if he healed himself above 30, that's tragic for Abel. Like, Abel being able to damage, like, one of the best parts of Abel damaging himself is the ability to damage himself into SSBA range, right? Yeah, Luane doesn't care. Luane would rather fucking... Luane only ever uses human pyramids, right? So, even on SSBA range, he'll still use human pyramid, like, 95% of the time. But, Abel would hate this. So, like, I feel like it's maybe a bit of an inelegant solution, but it's interesting. It is interesting to have him have, because I mean 30% health on Abel still dies to almost any like real hit. And when I say real hit, I'm even talking like counter hit button into like a mid-screen combo, not even like a full combo.
You ready to rock?
I purposely drop combos to keep Abel out of SSBA. Yeah, that's a really good idea, right? If you can't kill, like killing Abel without ever letting him have SSBA is a really good way to fight him. Yeah. Like, drop your combo and he's at, like, 40% health, then kill him on the next one. Rather than, you know, do a combo that won't kill him, leave him on 15, and give him the option of having, like, one of the scariest 50-50s in the whole fucking game. That is absolutely the correct way to fight Abel. It'd be interesting if the lower Abel's health was, the more damage his SBA did. That's interesting, but that just makes this even more of, like, a bullshit coin flippy comeback character, right? Like, again, it's a lot of these buffs will be fun for only the Abel. But that is an interesting idea. But like that, he just becomes even more of like the bullshit coin flippy, like toxic character design. If you do shit like giving Abel, like I am a little weary of giving Abel comeback mechanics. What if Abel slowly regens the self damage? Sort of like Gray Health and Tuco. That's also a real. That one's very complex in how it might, like, there's a lot of different ways that it might be implemented. It would be very interesting if SSBA is already a comeback mechanic in itself, especially Abel's. Like, all SSBAs, but especially Abel's. It would be very interesting if, like, I'm thinking more like the Tekken 8 Gray Health. Like, imagine if Abel did self-damage to himself. Exactly, yes. he has all of this gray health and it's like slowly regenning, and then if you hit him, it all goes away immediately. That would still just, the problem is, again, that's a huge buff for Abel, but then it's like even more fucking, he's just snowbally, and you know, like it becomes even more of like Abel just wins the round, loses the round. But I think it's okay, to an extent, that is always going to be the design of this character. So if we can still do it in a way where, if anything, that is his identity, and that would make him better. Maybe he heals a percentage of his health when he spends or loses a brave point. Yeah. That encourages him to zone. That is true. Maybe you could make it go away if he maybe the gray health came back when he landed hits. See, oh, now we're talking. Okay, he gets the gray health. He heals a very small proportion of his damage dealt if he has gray health. Like, he heals like 5% of the damage that he does or something like that if he has gray health. You're talking about Overwatch shields that decay over time. Like, so when Abel does the Pact follow-up, right? Instead of it eating 800 of his health, it would like take 800 of his health away as gray health. And that gray health will be completely static. It'd be totally static. As he did damage, he would heal, I think, 5%. It might not sound like anything, but like, you know, if he does 6,000 damage, he would heal 300 health. Like, maybe that's a little too little, but I'm also super worried about giving him like real healing. But I guess it would only ever heal the gray health. But, you know, I don't know exactly what the number would be, but he would heal a percentage of his damage dealt. Bloodborne mechanic, yeah. But then if he ever got hit, all of his gray health goes away. I mean, you can certainly nitpick this too, but that would be a very interesting idea because it would incentivize Abel to try and play like a bit more of a, I was gonna say rabid dog, but it's aggressive. Like it is Bloodborne, right? When he does damage to himself, he would have to do more damage to you to heal it. Because you're right, it healing over time would just encourage him to zone, right? Just play lame, like try and walk away, wait till his gray health is back, and then, you know, go. But like, you know, if you're healing 5% of 700 on this fireball, it's not a lot, right? But if you're healing 5% of like, you know, like 6,000-7,000 damage, something like that, suddenly that's like a meaningful chunk, right? You'd have to finick around with the exact numbers there, but I think that actually is a super interesting idea for Abel. It would be incredibly unique. It still wouldn't be very good, right? Because you could still just like brave counter. Okay, I will say one thing. I think this gray health needs to be immune to brave counter, right? I just thought about that. Abel can't get brave counter and lose the health. That would be so bad, right? They can make him have 13k. I think he keep 14k. He can keep 14k. Man, I think I mean, he's just gonna get brave countered.
You scared?
I feel like you need to hit him. You need to like actually hit him. That's so shit if brave counter just gets rid of it. No, like okay, that doesn't do anything. I mean, like, I guess maybe then you could play a mind game around brave counter baiting you more, but he doesn't have one of those, man. He doesn't fucking have one of those. He's spot dodge, close L block, I guess. I don't know, man. Maybe. This conversation just turns into BC needing a nerf in general? Well, sure, yeah. BC just not do damage in general? It's probably a valid point. A buff is a buff compared to what currently is. If Eustace U bomb isn't immune, his health shouldn't be. What the fuck? You're like, if the fucking best move in the game, damn near, isn't immune, then this much worse What? What? That's like, if Matera U Butterfly doesn't go away on hits, nothing else should. Am I crazy? I'm biased? You're like, I can't even like make, what the fuck are you talking about? Huh? You're like, if Lowain eating heals him health, then every move in the game should also heal you. What are we talking about? Abel is like bottom 5. Huh? You're saying that like because Eustace doesn't have something, then Abel shouldn't have it either? Eustace has like 17 things that Abel doesn't have. They could, what? He's right, because you butterflies and go away on hits, so death should never be unsummoned? Yes? Okay, no, that's valid, man. That's fucking valid. Eustace also has a better haircut. I'm saying he's a cutie bio as well. You're so funny, Break. Thank you. If you're being sincere. BC shouldn't really affect it. I mean, that's a solid point that maybe BC, why does BC do any damage at all is honestly a very solid point. But we respect honest bias. I do fuck with a man who will look me in the eyes and say, you know, It's not about evidence. It's not about reality. It's not about what's actually good for the game. It's about my fucking agenda. Okay? Why won't you get that through your thick fucking skull that maintaining the agenda is our top priority, huh? I gotta respect that. If someone's gonna walk in, put their fucking nuts on my forehead and just say that to me, okay. No, it's valid, man. That's actually valid. I unironically can't. I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that at all. I do prefer honest people, even if they're being like honestly bad actors. Like they're being like, hey, hello, I'm a bad actor. I'm a bad faith actor. There's a lot of them that don't say that, man. So I'll fucking take it. I'll fucking take it. Anyway, I'm not gonna play another game of Abel because honestly, I could not have anything. It couldn't go better than what has already happened. So I'm chilling. They should give Bubs Delta Clock, maintaining the agenda. It's all about agenda. Exactly, man. It's all about agenda. Is our top priority. I have a hold on. Someone drew this. Unfortunately, I do not know who to credit for this because some motherfucker just like put it in my Discord. But I do have like a Catalina version of the Kizaru agenda. Yeah. Someone just, I can't remember who. Someone just threw this shit in my Discord, but it is very funny. It's just a good image. You're almost at 13k games, Brick. This image is so peak. It is pretty good. Also, this fit kind of, he really is pulling this shit off. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am not immune to Hot Lady Night. But yeah, fellas, that's gonna do it for me. See you tomorrow for HOTS? For a game that's fucking bugged and doesn't fucking work? For an update that they pushed and doesn't even fucking do the thing that it was supposed to do, maybe? That'd be a better image if it wasn't Cat. There are agendas surrounding Catalina. Alrighty, take care. Brick, see you for a fucking game doesn't fucking work tomorrow? But until then, have a wonderful rest of your day. Sorry that I forgot to go live on YouTube yesterday. I promise I will remember from now on. And yeah, much love. Peace.